how I know Salted Slices must feel after clicking go live for the second time in 1 month. There's an arm spread running across the court. You know how it is. What can I say? We've got a strict schedule we adhere to around here, and one that I oftentimes enjoy breaking. Because rules were made to be broken. You know who said that? That's right, the protagonist in the hit video game Honkai Star Rail said that, actually. And I believe that was the first ever instance of that quote being recorded. If I'm not, you know, I'd have to check through the annals of history. There's one thing I'm really good at, it's going through those kinds of annals. I've just got a lot of practice with it, so. But how are we all doing on this fine Thursday afternoon? Was I going to stream today? To be honest, no, but then I was like, fuck it, we'll just chug a Rockstar and be fine. Cause like, ooh, this can is dented to the 6th degree. All right, boys. About to open it up. It's gonna be like an overpressured whipped cream can. We're gonna live. Big news. Well, let's see. If it tastes flat out of the can, then I know I'm fucked. There's probably like 6 tapeworms living in here. Well, it doesn't taste precisely right. I also haven't had an energy drink in a while. So I'm gonna choose to believe, personally, that it's fine. Doing good, still trying to get the damn random event in Night Rain. Yeah, I mean, so part of the reason I wasn't gonna stream tonight is sometime soon, it should be today or tomorrow, my 4070 replacement that I ordered should be coming in. Well, I guess I didn't really order it. I sent it back to the manufacturer and said, hey, it was awesome that you gave me one that didn't work. How about this time we do one that does? And they're about to get that one back to me. So I'm gonna have to sign for that package when it comes in, but it shouldn't be tonight. I checked with the delivery, even though they said there was an estimated date as early as Wednesday. So I took off Wednesday being like, I'm gonna get lucky. Then I looked at the tracking information and realized to myself, nope. Nope, I will not be able to run that. So tomorrow night, I'm gonna definitely be installing that, get my 4070 up and running. I know, sorry, flexing. I mean, what can I say? I've got to do what I can. We do what we must because we can. You know who said that? Me right now. Also, I believe GLaDOS in Portal 2, if I'm not wrong. It could have been Portal 1. I don't really remember, because both of the ending songs, Still Alive and Want You Gone. I think Want You Gone was the ending song for Portal 2, right? Can't remember 100%. It's been ages. You gotta keep in mind, Portal is older than most people on the internet. Currently enhanced gaping. Good for you, man. Enhanced gaping and Dark Drift Night are in rotation. Okay, Dark Drift Night would be a fun one. I like Dark Drift Night's fight a lot, because those are the kinds of fights that I want in a Souls game, where it's just like a big ass dude that I'm fighting. You know, I don't like. Gaping is fine. A little gape every now and then. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know, you can't go to your doctor for everything. So I get where they decided to do that kind of monster, but I don't think it works as well in Dark Souls. If I wanted to hunt a monster, well, I wonder what kind of game they would have that would allow me to just like hunt a monster, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Dark Souls is my monster hunter style game. So I'm trying to think what other games would just let you hunt a monster. And nothing comes to mind, unfortunately. Hello, hey, welcome in, how's it going? Probably Monster Hunter. Wait, he's on to something. Sorry, Monster Hunger. Wait, you might be on to something. The chef game. I see where you're coming from on that one. But yeah, no, so I really, like, I was hoping that my 4070 would come in by today. Seeing as it's not, and it's gonna come in tomorrow, I figured, well, all right, fine, I'm doing nothing else tonight, I can stream. So that's why I'm here now. I thought, and you're gonna say, I thought this was just like a normal day for you to stream. Yeah, but like, when I thought there was a chance they'd get me my 4070 tonight, I was gonna take it off. So I'm moving next month. Dude, the courts are holding up my move. Well, I guess that's not 100% true. Cause like, okay. So I'm waiting to get approved to purchase the new condo, right? The courts are going through all the making sure there's no heirs, no next of kin who would have claim to the property before I'm allowed to purchase it. There aren't, that's why it was already auctioned off from his estate. I'm gonna get a 4070. Yuck. What? What is wrong with a 4070? You just man up and get a 4090? Are you paying? Excuse you. Plus, at this point in the US, a 4090 is more than my yearly income. You gotta account for the tariffs. So if anything, I'm actually scamming the NVIDIA company who's selling the 4070. I can't remember which one it is. I think it was PNY. Because now they have to get me another one while paying the tariffs cost. And I don't have to eat that cost. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I made the smartest business choice of all time by ordering a defective version of it. And it was very intentional too. But what's the 4070's power consumption like? All right, before you answer, or sorry, 4090's power consumption like. Before you answer this, by the way, I just want you to know, I'm just trying to sound smart. You could tell me and I would go, oh, yeah, and I just shake my head along, no matter what the answer actually is. But I want to be part of the conversation while not knowing anything, you know? Like when the mechanic walks out and talks to me about how the car is going, I love just being able to be like, yeah, no, I feel you. I don't have any clue what they're talking about, but it makes me feel good. When they say we're gonna have to charge you for the brake light fluid, I'll go, yeah. No, that makes, hey, you charge away, man. If I got the fluid, I mean, I gotta get charged for it. I understand. Between 400 watts and 600 watts, depending on the workload and system configuration, it utilizes 16-pin 12-VH connector, which can deliver up to 600 watts. Okay, ooh, wait, it says 16-pin, damn. Wait, that's kind of nutty, because I think the 4070 that I have is only a 12-pin. Granted, mine's also only 2-fan instead of the 3-fan, larger, bulkier ones, which is probably why this one broke, because it feels flimsy as fuck. But, like, I guess that's what I get for ordering a pre-built PC and then just saying I'll work on it from here. That's on me, all right? You don't have to tell me, by the way. I've already learned my lesson. You don't have to rub it in that the people who say you should always just make your own pre-builts were right. Little bro has GPU sag. No, I got an anti-sag bracket. Don't you even. You get out of here. Well, I currently am not utilizing one because I'm using my old 2060. Sorry, I think it is a 2070. I think I checked. And if that one breaks, I mean, like, I'm just going to say it is what it is. That's one where it's, unfortunately, it's just not for me to really care too much about. So that's where I had to move on from that one. Yo, so I've been grinding Warframe again. I mean, it's just such a game I wish I could get into, man. It would be so awesome if I was into it, especially because I've got like a Destiny 2 shaped hole in my heart. And people say that Warframe will scratch it. But I don't know, man. It's like almost there. But it's just not quite. The movement's there. The movement's better than Destiny's movement. I'll give it that. But the shooting is not as good as Destiny's shooting. And that's kind of where, for me, the bulk of the gameplay comes in. Warframe far exceeds it, in my opinion. So, like, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, by the way. I'm not saying I disagree with you. I'm saying that, like, for me, I think there's such a startup cost to playing Warframe. Because you've got to do a lot of maintenance work at the start of the game to get into the part where it's really fun. And I don't think I've ever powered through enough to hit the part where everyone's like, no, this is where it gets really good. All right, so I think we did the Boldrome and the Geodrome. Yeah, we need to do a 2 Royal Ludroth fight. We can do that. That's nothing. I can take 2 of these guys, eyes closed, hands behind my back. I was going to say 1 hand only, but I guess with the hands behind my back, I don't really need to worry about that part. I don't know about all that necessarily. Do I not have any good water resist? Like, we got this one, but I'm not happy with it. All right, did we have Ryder anywhere? My favorite Flynn-based character from the movie Tangled. You guys know that the voice actor for that one, it's a lot of grinding to get to that point. You're not wrong. That's my issue, though. I've never made it to the point where it's like insanely fun. I farmed out Grendel Prime and I called it a day back when I played. Grendel Prime was the newest one when I went back. Sorry. When I originally played, I remember I got Frost Prime, I think was his name, which is confusing because I know that is a streamer. He made Lightning Shen years ago. I don't know what he's up to now, but I know he did make Lightning Shen way back in the original League of Legends day. But I got Frost Prime from a Twitch Prime drop. Played the game then. Was my very first Prime. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming from Twitch Prime. If I can read your mind for a second, I am kind of a psychic like that. But yeah. No, I remember I got that way back then. Frost Prime is a Slay the Spire streamer now. Dude, Slay the Spire streamers must be so happy that Slay the Spire 2 is coming out. Like, I'm not saying Slay the Spire isn't endlessly replayable. It is pretty endlessly replayable. But I think I have to put that emphasis on the word pretty endlessly replayable. If you've been playing it this long, surely you're tired of it by this point, right? Like, Slay the Spire 2 has to be... I mean, I'm sure they're all thinking it. They're probably like, this is going to be my big break that changes everything. Yeah, I think I actually follow Frost Prime on this account. I'm not saying it won't change everything. After 10Ks, the endless starts to end a bit. Yeah. Acting like you're not going to play it day one. So we'll see if I play it day one, right? Like, I would play it day one if it was an actual release. And I know you're like, but aren't you a huge Slay the Spire fan? I am. But I'm also not a fan of companies that are well enough established to be able to release a full entire game, releasing an early access for seemingly no reason. Which is the one thing that I have to take away from Slay the Spire 2, is I don't understand why it's an early access game. You guys have the money and like all of the resources in the world. Just fucking make the game and release the full game when it's ready for it. Wishlist farming is so profitable. Well, that's kind of how it feels. It's also, it's just the idea of calling it early access kind of pisses me off, because you can just update a game that you consider done. You know what I mean? You can give free content updates to people, and that makes people love your game even more. So just release the game when you're doing this early access one. I don't care if it feels like lying to you, if you're like, this isn't the state we wanted it to be in for its release. Release it as a game right now, and then just do free content updates for the community, and they'll love it. I feel like every indie game's doing that shit. Yeah, the one that really pissed me off, and I don't know if this is a popular take or not, I don't know if people liked the game or not, I really have heard nothing about it. Bro, Hades 2 doing that actually put such a sour taste in my mouth, because like, you guys used to make entire new games and entire new IPs and just release them out of nowhere. Now, granted, Hades 1 did have an early access, yes, but that's because it was their first time doing one exactly like that as a company, like a roguelike style like that. Pyre wasn't really like that. Bastion wasn't really like that. Transistor wasn't really like that. My trans sister wasn't really like that. That's not related to anything else. I just want to let you know. It was, I don't know, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way that they would then make another early access for a game that they're doing as a sequel. It felt, it's low-key dead. I've heard nothing from it. It was obviously not ready, and it's been an alpha for years. That's why I think early access like this can only hurt your game. I promise you, if they waited another year or two before releasing Slay the Spire 2 and released it in a more done and complete state, it would not be dead for the game. People are so ready for the game, no matter what, right? So just like, nobody forced them to announce it, I guess is what I'm saying. If they never announced it, Slay the Spire would still be a large category on Twitch. People would still watch it. And then when the game's ready, you release the game and people go, holy shit, no way. Here's a bit excessive. It's been in early access for a year and a half. How many substantial content updates has it gotten that year and a half? I'm not saying it is abandonware, and I'm not also like trying to have like a gotcha moment of like, aha, the developers are doing. I'm Asking out of a genuine curiosity because I've heard nothing on the game also. Salted cheese? Wait, I know that guy. I know, but I'm dramatizing it because it's funny. I thought you said because it's furry, and I was like, oh, fuck, man. The accusations are never going to stop. Welcome to FurCon, population my room. What does a furry convention smell like? I've never been to one yet, because I think you have to get, like, RSVP'd or something. Like, you have to be part of a polycule to be let in. So I'm not allowed in yet. But I just kind of have to feel like it's a very different smell. Probably sweat. Yeah, but it's got to be, like, sweat and fabric. You know what I mean? Like a well-loved stuffed animal. That's kind of my hypothesis. I'm sad there's no more binding on content anymore. Once you 100% it, it's over. Yeah, but luckily, hold on, you can 100% it on other save files too. On the bright side, I never finished Binding of Isaac on stream. I guess I could always go back to doing more Isaac content. I feel like when Salted Slices in the Isaac category, you know my ass had no games to play. And I'm not somebody who says there's no games, by the way. I just personally, there's very certain games I like for stream. Like, I think Monster Hunter I like on stream a lot because I don't really look at the game. You know what I mean? Like, whatever happens is just happening in the background and I'm talking. When a game, for example, Metaphor ReFantazio. I think Metaphor ReFantazio is a great game, but I think it's a great game because of its great gameplay. I actually thought the story in it was increasingly mid. So I don't really know if it'd be a... It's kind of why I stopped my stream playthrough of it, because I didn't like the story much. And that was just me personally. A lot of people praise the story. I understand, hold on. No idea. I wasn't too interested in myself because I don't think EA for it makes sense. I agree. I don't think it makes any sense to do early access for a huge title like that. People lack fun and whimsy today? Wait, why? What happened? I thought you said fun and whiskey, and I was like, don't worry, I would never lack that, but turns out that's just me. Wow, I didn't think that was going to hit me. Great angle usage from him. This guy's a trigonometry pro. Holy. Well, we gotta get out of here while there's two of them. Personally, is there when the main dish is... Yeah, no. I mean, Isaac is the gift that keeps on giving. I don't understand furry hate. They're just alive, jumbo-sized plushies. Yeah, it is kind of like a lack of whimsy. I think it was also... You know how... There's this expression. Maybe you've heard of it. It's... One bad apple can ruin the bunch, right? And the reason for this is that one bad apple is moldy, rotten, and its mold and rot will infect everything else in the bushel. And I think that the furry community, unfortunately, had loud degenerates, much like every other community. However, for some reason with the furry community, they stuck so hard out to people and made for such good, like, YouTube video essays, such as how this one furry managed to gain access to a Discord and groom thousands. That because of it, people go, that's what furries do, right? Like, so I think it kind of got a bad rep from there. Yeah, it's fine for games that are developing with a lot of community feedback and like IMO, and the like IMO, but games that already have an established successful formula make no sense going into early access. I agree. If your game is a sequel to something, I don't think it should be early access. That was kind of my issue with also these two are still just chilling. Good for them. We love to see a husband and wife just having a good time enjoying each other's company. Except for if you're on TikTok, in which case you have to post an image that is of... OG from JJK saying, I'm happy for you, but you're stabbing yourself in the head. But that's only if you're on there. Only good EA game in recent years have been the Star Wars games. So real. So real. Is low-key like the My Hero Academia community. You don't want to hear my thoughts on My Hero Academia. You gotta put that one away. You gotta put that one away quickly. You gotta extinguish this fire you've started, okay? My takes are not popular. You're not safe here. You have to, is low-key slop, saying it nicer than I would. You're saying it with like a little bit of politeness to you compared to what I got in store. I appreciate that. I mean, I saw the MLP documentary back in the day, and the majority of people who liked it weren't the degen who got focal pointed on. Yeah, I mean, that's the power of a good video essay. It completely changes everything. It's like something you put on when you're eating a fat-ass burger. I think it's very inoffensive. I gotta give it that. Hold on, did I ever click go live on YouTube? Holy, I did not. Well, the first 20 minutes of stream are considered lost media, guys, so I hope you really enjoyed this. This was all you. It's not in the VOD. This was for your eyes only. Hey, the Twitch people have been asking to be fed a little bit better. I got you guys. Don't worry. Exclusive content just like that. Only 20 minutes, all good. If you think 20 minutes is not a long time, I regrettably have to inform you. Don't click on MHA hoping it's going to be peak. I guess that's fair. I guess my issue is, well, okay, so specifically, my issue with My Hero was the pacing for seasons 1 and 2 felt so good. Now, I don't remember if this is season 3 where it happened, but when they do that fuck-ass raid on a house to try and save Aerie, holy shit, put on a lullaby, man. Dear Lord, it's the most sleeper shit I've ever watched in my life. It honestly just didn't feel right. By the way, I can get cheap viewers on streamboo.net, but I have to remove the S pop pace. This can spell face. Poor AI, he doesn't understand how to spell it. Oh, it's okay, little known recruit W12. We'll teach you how to spell while you're here. At the Salted Slices channel, we believe in leaving people better than they started, or worse. One of the two. Joe, yeah, Joe, get in here and chop that guy's balls off. No, I think Joe's doing something right now. That's why I had to click go live. I had to entertain myself. And I only know 2 ways to play with myself. Click go live or something that makes God smile, or frown. Frown, he doesn't smile, I promise. At least that's what I was told in the church school I had to go to. That's not true. I only had to go to church till I was like 7. They didn't talk about masturbation yet. I don't think they were ready for that one. Oh, the girl with the horn? That's the one. That's her. They had to save her from this fuck-ass mansion. But, like, every fight in that mansion took about 7 episodes, man. It was absurdly slow-paced. They turned it into... I mean, it was a slideshow, man. Sun Eater versus that one guy in the basement. Oh, my God. The end fight was pretty good, but that's really it. See, I didn't get to the end fight. All of the fights in the hallways in between... God's actually into that shit in reality. Like, oh yeah, son, grab that lotion. I mean, God and Santa Claus on either side of my shoulder as I'm jerking it. They're both looking at me and I know they're feeling something. Pride, joy, or some other emotion. They tried to make us like the horn girl so bad. Like, that was the issue. Nobody had ever talked about her before, and then they were like, this is the most important girl ever. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think everybody in the hero world needs to mobilize for her. I don't even remember what her deal was. I just remember the one person who walked up at like a panel and was talking to Deku's voice actor and said, do you ship him with Aerie? And that was when I knew the show was truly cooked. That's when I knew I had nothing left in here, man. It wasn't made for me anymore. Here's a major problem with MHA. It's just somehow a more cliche version of Star Wars. So what you're saying is it just follows the hero's journey directly to a T. Did anybody else have to do that in their English class? Because my English teacher put on Star Wars and said, you're going to take notes on the hero's journey. I know that she was just phoning it in. Like, you don't have to tell me. I think she was just doing that to not have to do work. Obviously, she was just doing that to not have to do work. But I'm wondering if it was like an experience for anybody else, where since it just follows the hero's journey, they made you do that. Because they were like, who do you think the wise old master is? And I was like, brother, what are we doing here? Because this is like late into high school. The start of MHA good, the middle is terrible, and the end was good. and then the last part was kind of ass. See, I know the start was good. The start got me gripped and caring about the characters. Then I lost a lot of interest, and then after I lost interest, once my interest is lost, it's very hard to get me to completely restore it. That's why you need a show like Hunter x Hunter that does nothing but gets better as it goes on and starts off good. Plus the fandom, plus the absolute mess that occurred in COVID because of the 10-year-olds who had it. That made me not like MH4U, that side of the fandom. Yeah, that side of the fandom is just, like, horrible. And, like, everybody says, well, every fandom's horrible at some point. Yeah, but, like, at least the Deltarune fandom, all they ever do is post that one stupid gif of Asgore, like, driving over somebody in a car. I don't mind them. They've got my blessing. That's all I need to see, man. That's how I know you have a good fandom. If you're posting something like that, you're fine. I don't know if you read the manga, but the end made me foam at the mouth. All I know is that, like, Deku ends up working at McDonald's or some shit. At least that was pictures I saw on Twitter. Deltarune fandom is awesome. Yeah, it's probably also because Deltarune, like, just released, right? I think all of it's out now. I don't know, I haven't seen anything on Deltarune ever. So I don't know if it'd be, like, a good stream game. Do people care enough to watch somebody play it? Or is it the kind of game where you just play it yourself and then that's that? Salted Slice's blessing is like the mark of the devil. Excuse you. I'll have you know people pay to get on my good graces. They shouldn't, but they do, probably. Don't fact check this, by the way. Fact checking is fucked up. You wouldn't fact check Pirate Software when he said he worked at Blizzard for 7 years, right? Because he did. He worked QA. Now, does he absolutely purposefully bury the lead by then, right after saying he worked at Blizzard for 7 years, talking about developer-related issues so that you would think he's a developer? Yes. Absolutely. That's the entire point of it. He appeals to the authority of, you know, Blizzard, and you think Blizzard's awesome, which is like, first of all, I don't. Because Blizzard's the company where, like, breast milk mysteriously goes missing from the company fridge. I've been playing on Pirate Software's downfall from day one. The way that he would, like, talk about how he was coding stuff and the advice he would give kind of pissed me off because, like, I'm not a great coder. But I would see the way he's doing things, I'm like, but that's how I do things. And I don't do things right. I know I do things inefficiently. So it would upset me when I'd see him talking with an air of authority about how, like, this is the way you should do something, when I'm like, it doesn't, that's the way it works. It's not the way you should do it. There's a very big difference between the two. You can make almost any code work, right? Like, here's a perfect example. Let's say you wanted to program out a simulation for chess, right? All it is a little simulator where you get to play chess against a computer, okay? Now, there's any infinite ways that you can go about coding that. It's up to you. You just have to understand the rules of chess, realize what you're coding, yada, 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 and continue. Would you say it would be good practice to do nothing but if statements where the entire time you say, if knight 2g6, and then you check a bunch of conditions for every single board state, every single time, no matter what. And it's nothing but if-and statements, or if-else statements. No loops anywhere, right? That would be a horrible way to code something. It would work. So just because something works in the coding world doesn't mean you should pass it off as advice that you should do. Did you see the Coding Jesus video on him of his new game? I saw that somebody went around critiquing his code, but I didn't really need to see it because I don't think his game's open source. So it's rough because all I can do is judge off the advice he gives. His game's not open source for the source code, I don't think. It might be. I've really never gone out of my way to look for it because I've only ever seen him on YouTube Shorts, right? But because of that, I didn't know how much you would really be able to... I guess he streams himself working on the code, so I guess you could take screenshots there, but you wouldn't have the full code base. So then you'd probably get some stuff where, like, he's referencing integers, but you don't know what those integers are because... Anyways. So Deku is basically, or is directly Luke Skywalker, young boy who wants more to the life he feels destined to. He meets Obi-Wan, All Might, and he starts to train him. All Might loses to Darth Vader, one for all. Deku learns how to master his powers from Yoda, Gran Torino. Let me ask you a question. When does Deku get a crush on his sister, who he doesn't know is his sister until later? But then also his wingman, I guess Ida in this case, would fall in love with it. Obviously, I am joking. I'm great at starting conversations. That's actually such a fucking awesome icebreaker to use, though. Hey, my name's Aster, and just so you know, I am great at starting conversations. All right, on to the next icebreaker. All I did was state a comparison. You're well, yeah, I mean, yeah, the Gravity Girl. That's true. Wait, the Gravity Girl's not like actually Deku's sister though, right? If so, that's really funny. Also, I'm gonna have to ban you for spoilers. Excuse me, we don't spoil. Everybody knows you're insanely invested. The entire internet's insanely invested in My Hero Academia, the show that's over. So is the manga over and not the animation? Or is the animation also over? No, but there's a rumor she cucks him. That's awesome. The show is still being made, but the manga's done, right? I'm gonna spoil something. Zoro into Straw Hats. Mods, twist his balls. That's it. Mods, place a puddle directly outside of his doorstep. So once he steps outside, he will be forced to have wet socks and shoes for the day. These are the punishments we do here. Yeah, they're dragging out the last season. It's fucking stupid. I can't think of any show that would ever do that kind of shit. Could you imagine dragging your last season into multiple parts just to get more viewership? That would be insane. That would be like an attack on Titan mainly, but... Okay, but AOT was good. I'm just saying they were, yeah, you can say it was good, and I'm not going to fight you on it because I haven't seen the full show, right? So, like, I feel like my criticisms fall a little bit flat if I haven't seen the part that people consider to be the best parts of it, right? However, you gotta also admit they were dragging that shit. Two things can be true. It can be good, but they also were dragging that shit. And I get it, they didn't want it to be over. Yeah, they were. But also, I kind of feel like if you're an anime fan, I kind of think you have to accept that you're not really your time isn't valued. You know what I mean? It's something you have to just learn to roll with because nobody cares about you. Get it twisted. No, but like, the studios only think of how can we do more episodes. You think Toei Animation had to make One Piece this many episodes? Hell no. I'll tell you right now, Wano was, I'm sorry, I'm about to say something controversial. People who love One Piece, close your ears because I'm about to say something that is not very popular. Wano was the worst arc in the entire show. Well, Fishman Island exists. Okay, Wano was in contention for one of the worst arcs because of the fact that it's so poorly paced. It's so insanely horribly paced. I mean, Oda could have finished the show 6 years ago. Yeah, I mean, I honestly... The show's vibe has been immaculately off for me since post-time skip. I still enjoy the characters a lot, and I want to see what happens next, so I'm going to be watching every week until I'm dead. Or Oda dies, whichever one comes first. But... I know... Okay, I'll give you it only on animation end. I'm a reader since Whole Cake. Yeah, I'm sure it was better in manga. I do have complaints about certain characters. Namely, I think Kaido is a really poorly written villain. But like, that's its own, because his whole thing is Kaido's the strongest. In a one-on-one fight, always bet on Kaido. Man almost lost to Gecko Moria. They were fought to a standstill for like 2 weeks straight. Gecko Moria, mind you. Which is insane. Then also, one of the only other times we see him do a fight in a flashback to prove how strong he is against Odin, where they need to use underhanded tactics to win, which does not... You can't portray a character as an honorable fighter and never once show him doing anything as an honorable fighter. I kind of hated that characterization of Kaido, where they're like, he's such an honorable 1v1er. No, he's not. No, he's not, man. His ass is just out here racking up free wins. He's beating up people if he has an advantage over them, and that's it. That doesn't make me like you as a fight. Now, if they were playing him off to be a conniving little scheming emperor who acted strong but always used underhanded tricks, then I'd be like, okay, that's something, that's characterization. But no, instead they're like, Kaido's the strongest, always bet on him. Oh, I wish I could ever find somebody who was worthy to fight me. Oh, you mean like Odin, who you're about to fucking boil in front of you instead of fighting him? Because you would rather do anything other than fight somebody? Sorry, I get a little... Kaido is a villain. Anyways. Oda will keep writing from beyond the grave. I know he's learned necromancy just to spite me. Just so my grandchildren will find out what the One Piece is, but I'll be dead. Can I watch One Piece for the next 10 years? Yeah, but I don't think it should. Yeah, I mean, also, my goat Frankie hasn't done anything in so long. Honestly, the worst part of Frankie as a character is how much he respects Senor Pink. Don't get me wrong. Senor Pink's backstory is very sad, but it's also premeditated on him lying to a woman in order to get what he wants and sleep with her. Which is like, it is sad still, however. Woo. Oh, you guys were playing Marvel Rivals. I was wondering, what did you crash in the first round, man? I thought you guys were doing some like weird tournament shit without me. Some underground tournament stuff. I still somehow did the most healing in the match. Yeah, that sounds about right for Marvel Rivals. Dude, I haven't been playing it since my GPU went out. I've been missing so much. I'm probably missing Phoenix and I don't know what else there is. I think the theme of Kaido is he wants honor and destiny that isn't his, but he's always doomed not to. But he wasn't doomed not to with Odin. He chose to. And then also Odin as a character kind of pissed me off for not doing anything with the Whitebeard pirates or Roger. But also Kaido wants honor, then doesn't go to fight any of the strong people. We don't see him 1v1 Whitebeard ever. We don't see him 1v1 Gold Roger ever. We don't see him there. People get in his way. Kaido's stronger than Orochi. So if Orochi says you have to have a public execution, and Kaido's response is, no, I want to fight this guy at his full strength, what's Orochi gonna do? It was proven in Wano as an arc that Orochi was just a puppet that Kaido was using. He could have killed him at any moment. So that was more or less his choice. You haven't missed anything besides pain? Is it still the flyer meta where I'm not able to do anything? But anyways, that's just because I like King a lot though. I thought King was a great character. Queen I like, but like Queen's very similar to Judge and Caesar Clown. But I do like both Judge and Caesar Clown as characters and as villains. I like them as villains, I should say. Caesar I like as a character, Judge I like as a villain. Stayed up his little island the entire time. Yeah, the only time we see him go out to fight somebody, he picks on children who just entered into the new world. Wow, Kaido, you sure are honored. The Orochi part is true. I mean, that the intent is that Kaido wants the honor, but Fate is always like, stay in your lane. Yeah, Oda has I think recently, especially, Oda has an issue of telling us one thing, but the actions we're shown say something else. You also see it a lot with Dragon, where Dragon is constantly talked about how much he does, but because Oda wants to keep an air of mystery around him, which I understand, because we're not really to the point where Dragon's super relevant yet, it comes off as Dragon does nothing and people are afraid of him for no reason. Because every time they talk about Dragon, they say the revolutionaries did something, but then we never see any impact from what the revolutionaries do. And when we do, it's only on Dragon's orders, not on Dragon. So I don't really understand. You as the viewer don't really get a feel for it, but it's because it's like, that's not where it is yet. I feel like that's just writer's fatigue for how long his story is. Yes. Should have been more helpful to Kuma, man. It felt like he barely gave a shit. Yeah, that's, again, I think it's hard when he has so many characters, so many chapters, all of this kind of stuff. But Kaido was talked up so much for his actions to not mesh in my mind, and that kind of imbalance, I never got to like rectify it in myself. And if there's one thing Salt and Slices loves, it's a good my fault. He said One Piece is ending in the next 4 years. I mean, it kind of has to, right? How much longer can you just keep having Luffy punch the bad guy? That's a micro issue I've also been having, is the Dragon Ball Z-ification of a lot of the fights in One Piece. It doesn't feel like intelligence and wit is being rewarded for fights anymore. It's all about raw strength and hockey now, which I think is just like a late stage shonen issue where he doesn't really know how to make too many fights interesting aside from just they're strong now, which I get. That you can only write for so long before fights just have to power scale up. But because of it, like we don't get what we used to, you know what I mean? Gear 5 is a bit too goofy. I mean, that was his intention, right? He wanted to make a form that most shonen people would not normally like because it's too goofy. But fights don't feel like Rob Lucci versus original Luffy, Gear 2, where Luffy had to come up with a new technique that he awakens off screen and works on, right? But also, it's more about merit-based fighting, or one of the best fights in the entire series, Luffy versus Crocodile, where Luffy has to outsmart how a devil fruit works because it's before the introduction of Haki, which turns Logia's from like an unbeatable thing into just, bro, do you not have black paint? I get that Dragon and Garp aren't necessarily on good terms, but even Dragon should have spun the block on fucking Pirate Island for his dad. I agree. And it's so funny, dude. The shitposts that have been coming out about Garp have been making me laugh so much. All the like warrior of oppression stuff. By the way, I hate that Luffy only uses Gear 5. That's probably my #1 issue with it too. Is it's kind of invalidated so much. Like, why would you use Gear 4, which drains you of all hockey, when you can just look like you had the best bust of your life right after going into Gear 5? It's a different kind of drain that Luffy gets after Gear 5, man. Like, it kind of, I know it feels good. It's a good release for him, you can tell. I just don't know if he can't use hockey after Gear 5. I don't know if they've ever necessarily said that. The whole monkey family doesn't understand spinning the block. Luffy was the first to get the idea. It is true. Luffy, when Robin is taken, is like, we will fight the entire world government and do whatever we can to get her back. Monkey D. Dragon, when Ginny is taken, Kuma, that's a rough one, man. You ever consider locking in and just letting the love of your life go? Like, Kuma, I know you have the ability to teleport with your paw fruit. Unfortunately, I just can't think of a way we could possibly fight the Celestial Dragons to get her back, because, like, the Revolutionary Army wouldn't be opposed to them, so I don't know what we could do. Stand strong, my man. Really hang in there. The one thing I would hate is if they make Emu goofy. You and I are very different men, because I would be laughing my ass off if they made Emu goofy. Now, would it be arguably like the death of any seriousness in the series? 100%. 100%. But like, Emu is looking at Monkey D. Dude, imagine the plot twist. Emu is Luffy's mother. Oda, feel free to take this one, man. I know I'm cooking right now, so if you're like, wait, he's on to something, you can take. I'll let you have that one for free, Oda. Only you can do this, man, and I know they would love that. The people yearn for it. It would be such a great connection between them. Is Emu a man? Yeah, almost definitely. But we can also make him like 6 Tontatas in a trench coat. If Emu is 6 people stacked on top of each other, I wouldn't watch One Piece anymore. Never mind, don't do the Tontata idea. People they're not fucking with that one, Oda. I take it back. This is why you're the writer. Yes, I like watching 1,000 episodes of filler. If somebody was to just watch One Piece right now, how out of the loop do you think they would feel? I feel like not too out of the loop, right? Like, how much are you actually missing if that happens? Causes mildly unpleasant events to occur. Oh, what? Like she won't text me back? That's every day. Sure. Why not? We'll do this one. That's why I'd always recommend watching the One Piece when it comes out. What a powerful flavor. We're dead, unfortunately. Regrettably, they killed us. Dragon has to be dumb strong. All of his character development would be for nothing. I worked at the Marines for a little bit, and I found no justice there. They said, Dragon, get up behind your desk. You have to go do something. And I just couldn't believe that they would let me, that they would want me to do something like that. It didn't feel right. It didn't sit right. I joined the Marines to sit back and oppress people. Oh, no, feel free to use this, by the way. I know I'm going absolutely insane on the writing right now. This is going to be a screamer. No, that's a farcaster. Not exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a screamer. He's in a screamer bombs. Hold on. Combined box items. We're looking for it with like one of you? Bitter or Flash? No, I don't think either of those would do it. Then what am I missing? Hold on. What are these ones? Toadstool. It's a poisonous fungus. Very strange aroma. Okay, that's also not it. What am I missing? Garp, they're killing pregnant women. See, like, that's kind of the issue that I think Oda doesn't realize. Screamer sacks? Where does a man get a sack that screams? Mine's been silent since the day I was born. I mean, they gotta be somewhere over here. Am I sackless? Oh man, this is a horrible time to figure this out. Wait, I might not have a sack. Wait. Hold on. Oh, no, I'm just blind. What do I combine a screamer sack with? Because it's not a bomb casing, which is surprising to me. What am I supposed? Because I'm gonna fight a Cephadrome. I'm not going in without the screamer bombs. Is it something different? Is it one of these? Make a flash bomb. Yeah, make deodorant. As if I need that. Don't mess with an anime fan. We don't shower. We don't have basic hygiene, but our waifus will be ours. Also, I recognize that I fall into the anime fan subgenre, so you don't have to make fun of, you don't have to point that out, okay? What does this do? Makes dash juice. Of course, why didn't I think of that? And this would probably just make like a health flute. Oh, I don't know what it would make. We might as well find out. Motherfucker. Literally went to Japan, your mustache isn't helping. Okay, guys, let's try a new thing that I've been looking up online. It's called being kind to people. I'll go first. You guys look very nice when you insult me. All right, now it's your turn to say something nice about me. No, go on, I'll wait. Also, thank you for calling it a mustache. Some people would call it a abhorrent to people's eyes. So, combine it with gunpowder. Yeah, game goes crazy. Okay, I'm looking for a gunpowder fish. Bursts open when it dies. Scatter, pin tuna, anchovy, small golden fish glutton, bomb arowana. That's got to be gunpowder. Why not have? So where does a man get gunpowder? You look really cute with your facial, or with that pedo stash. Nice facial pubes. You look very rotund. Okay, guys. So we're gonna have a little lecture on kindness coming up soon. It's almost as though your compliments backhand me, as though I'm making a joke at the expense of Will Smith's wife. You guys see that? It recently happened. It was kind of crazy. Am I insane? I have no clue where gunpowder is. Gunpowder is fire herb and nitro shroom. Where's my fire herb? I own a singular fire herb. Great news, boys. Recently, bro, no, it just happened, guys. Man who gets all of his news from Internet Explorer. I can't believe they let this happen. There won't be another face cam stream till it's fully grown out. No, I can't decide how much I like how bald I am. Cause like, dude, it's getting really thin. It's gotta change soon. That was a bomb casing I took, man. Yeah, awesome, great idea. All right. Well, we've got one singular sonic bomb. Let's use it wisely. All right, it's beanie time. I will never wear a hat. It's not who I am. I know who I am, and it's not with hats. That one interview, the will you wear Vigs? Have you ever worn Vigs? I'm not gonna do it, man. I think I'm more likely to fly to Turkey to get my hairline fixed than I am. Okay, now what the fuck is this? Jinx cat activated? Yeah, I noticed, man. Fret not, it was not some mystery to me. All right, let's go eat over here. Yeah, I think I'm way more likely to do that method than I am. Oh my god, it takes 2 well-done steaks. They starved me. Time for the stash plus fedora combo. You laugh, but when I pull up when I pull up with my awesome mustache, which is about 80% of the way there, to looking noticeable across the room. But when I get there, start walking around with a sheathed katana and wear a fedora, I'm gonna be aura maxing, man. It'll also be the day I stop showering so I can kind of get like this green viscous fog around me wherever I go. And I think that's kind of, like, I've had enough of people looks maxing. It's time for me to start looks minning. Not enough people are trying their hardest to look more chopped, and I think that's really a niche that I can fulfill for people. Got a pheromone max when you go to cons? Yeah. Watching the line thin in front of me? How are you doing that? Sorry, princess. Daddy's pheromone maxing. So while we're at it, I couldn't help but notice you got nitro, and I didn't buy it for you, kitten. What happened there? Anything you want to tell Daddy? Dude. That would be sick. That's a great guy. When people say, what happened to all the good men? Guys, you aren't looking at anime conventions at men who are 300 pounds overweight and wearing a fedora. That's where they went. You're just looking at all the wrong people. I wish you would stop hanging out with those stupid jocks who shower twice a week, at least. As though they're not killing the environment. That shit's supposed to be a once-a-month activity. Come on, princess. You know this. Wear a fedora and put a Magic the Gathering card in it. Dude, me pulling up with Ristic Study in one of the folds of my fedora so that they know I've got money. And then on the other side, it's the Smothering Tithe alt art where it's Mr. Crab that costs $600 US. Holy. Then they'll know, and they'll see those 2 cards and go, yes, this is the kind of person I want to sit down and play a game of Commander with. Wow, they play blue-white with Smothering Tithe and Ristic Study? Holy. I actually think that might be the most effective form of birth control imaginable, is playing Rhystic Study and Smothering Tithe in a deck. Because nobody wants to be near you, man. I'm sorry. The CEDH players need to hear it, okay? No one enjoys you making the game go 2 turns. And then they go, what, you'd rather just have a game where, like, for 3 hours, me and a couple of close friends are sitting at a table joking around and having a good time? Yes, obviously. What the fuck? That's the most obvious yes of all time. Like, wouldn't you rather just have the game end in 10 minutes? No! Oh, that's not what I invited you all over for. Stop clutching, making me jealous. Yeah, Sen, I got something you could start clutching, okay? Haven't you beat every monster in Monster Hunter yet? So, like, I thought so, but apparently there's some beetle that I haven't fought yet. It's named, like, I don't know what it's named, okay? It starts with an A. It's like a tall con or something. But then, now that I'm saying it, that shit sounds like it is a Magic the Gathering card in and of itself. Hey, yo, when and where? Shit. Let me check my schedule. Well, would you look at that? I'm free every day. And I'm proud to be an American. Sorry, I have to, look, 4th of July just passed. I had to get my last patriotism out of me. I had to do one final shot. There's a lot of things to be really proud about in the US right now. Man, some jokes write themselves. Isn't that crazy? Like what? Well, it's almost too much to list. I can't even list all of the things that I love going on right now on 2 hands. Mainly because I don't need a hand to list it. But, but I mean, for one, I might be getting new merch for Alligator Alcatraz soon. That would go crazy. It is fucked up how marketable of a name they gave, like, one of the worst things they could have added to our country. I say added as though it was some DLC patch. And he gets to meet Joe Lucky Cat. Which, wait, IDK who that is, as in Alligator Alcatraz? That's our, I don't want to say what it is, the equivalent of. It's the equivalent of something. I mean, like, you know, aside from that, there's just way too much to be proud about. Something's been grinding my gears a little bit recently. You remember, I don't know, we'll say 2018, right? AI images started becoming a little bit of a big thing online, where it was, haha, oh man, what if I generated a random picture of, dude, look, it's a picture of Barack Obama eating pizza and it looks really weird, and then people would share this online, and people would go, oh, that's so funny, I want to use DALL-E to generate an image, oh, that's so funny. Now people will go, hey guys, look at this, I AI generated an image of a dog, but he's eating pizza. Isn't that so wacky? And the comments on it now are going, you are the Antichrist. You are the enemy. Next time, you should honestly just destroy an entire Amazon rainforest using your own bare hands and a flamethrower, because you're clearly caring. You don't give a shit about the environment with the amount of carbon emissions that you're doing from generating this image. And it's like, I'm not for AI images, right? Because from the start, they've kind of just been a dumb gimmick. So I don't really care if they go anywhere or don't go anywhere. All I'm asking is for you to have a little bit of consistency, where not everybody who just does like a stupid image idea is the Antichrist who wants all artists to burn in hell. I definitely think that like there's a difference there. The gimmick of AI is because it looked fucked up. Yeah, but then even if you said generate me a fucked up looking image, people would be like, it's got too many fingers. Look how fucked up it is. This is why AI will never be able to replace real people. And it's like, look, I get it, okay? I'm with you. I'm just getting tired of hearing it. And also, this is my own personal soapbox, so if you disagree with this, that's fine. I think constantly fighting against the idea of AI ever making anything also harms real artists really harshly. Because the real artists, the ones that everybody says they're fighting to try and protect, now also have to fight off rabid people saying, this looks like AI. But I don't think that that's helpful to anybody. Because when you say that, now the real artist can't have people commenting on their work. And so what happens is people instead have to go, no, it's not AI. Look, here's my time lapse. And then they link that. And then people will cross-examine the time lapse as though it's their fucking job to be on Twitter 24/7 and go, this one line you drew almost too well. Are we real? Are we sure you're real and not just like artificial intelligence drawing an anime woman? It's just, I feel like all of the AI accusations are far more reductive to a lot of artists than they are helpful. And I understand that it's like the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And we can agree that, like, yes, AI art is soulless. But that's the thing. If you're looking at a piece and it makes you feel something, then just assume to yourself that it's not AI. If you're feeling something that's not just rage at how it's composed looking at it, then think to yourself, okay, this probably isn't AI, and maybe it is. If you're cautious of it being AI, and you want to think to yourself, I'm the moral superiorist who will never, ever in my life like a single AI image, right? Then I think what you should do is not like the image, but also don't comment and say this might be AI, because all you're doing is ruining it for the artist as well, who may or may not, based off of your unprofessional browsing Twitter opinion, is going to have that happen. I also think the Twitter art community is toxic. And the part that pisses me off is if you ever go against the ideas that they're saying, they go, okay, so you're just an AI art apologist. No, man, it looks like shit, obviously. I just also think that, like, you're getting to the same level of cringe as the people doing AI art by constantly referencing it. The Grok saga is incredibly funny because it's basically Musk trying to turn Vision into Ultron. I also think it's so funny because one of the most, like, evil AI right now who's out there saying stuff like, that Austrian painter with the mustache wasn't actually that bad for people. He's named fucking Grok, man. Where do you get your political opinion from? Fucking Grok? Oh, cool. Did he scrawl it out on the cave wall for you, man? Like, that's just really funny. Also, I'm sorry you're playing Genshin, man. That's gotta suck. I'm sorry to hear that. I know that it's not... It's proof that times are tough for people. Weren't you playing the Horse Girl gacha racing game? Yeah, let's not, like, point out... Let's let people in glass houses throw stones, perhaps. How about we allow me to play my peak and then make fun of us? Granted, okay. In fairness to Genshin Impact, which I hate doing, the game is probably so much more fun to play now that Paimon's voice actress got replaced. Sorry. I know the original one was probably just doing what they were instructed to do. The voice of Paimon was the most grating part of the entire game, and it was the #1 reason that I hated playing in the English dub. So, I'm very happy that there was a recast there, just because, like, it's weird. If you play Genshin, you start on the first quest, way back, Harina's voice did not sound as grating as they had it sound after a couple more patches, which to me means it must have been the voice director said, yeah, keep going higher. The people love that. But I'm here to speak for the people. We don't love that. Please don't do that, actually. Damn, nice, yeah. Look, I haven't streamed in a couple days. I'm ready to just keep talking. I'm still on a part with the old voice. I think her old voice is just too shrieky for me. I don't like it at all. My ears are in pain. Yeah, I don't understand who the voice is for. Because who wants to hear a voice that high pitched in their ears as like their soothing companion who helps them? They wouldn't make a visual novel. They should, but they wouldn't make a visual novel where all of the love interests are Toad from Mario. So like you have your narrator coming in. It's a crisp, cold autumn night. The breeze blows, reminding you it's just you and Toad out here tonight. Toad leans over, looking at you, and says, "Wow, this is a really good ice cream." You know what I mean? Like, they're not doing that shit, and there's a reason they aren't, man. As your companion, they need to do a little something special. Why do people actually listen to Genshin Impact? It's the perfect advice to put on some documentary slop. Well, because, like, it's fun to act like the story is gonna be good. Is it actually? I don't know. I can tell you that Inazuma's story sucked ass. Sumeru's story was fine, but had a lot of parts that dragged. And then Fontaine bored me to death, and I stopped playing the story. Is that a fair assessment of Fontaine? Probably not, but that was my experience. Bro, who reads Genshin stories? Okay, because Mondstadt and Leeway were passable stories. Would I say they were good? I would say Mondstadt I liked a lot. Leeway had aspects of it I liked, but the issue was Leeway was the first time they started having like the story getting segmented due to patches, whereas Mondstadt was all out from the start. Leeway was low-key kind of mid. It was kind of mid because they started doing the, oh, we gotta separate this out to a different patch to tell this part of the story, which is where like the whole live service thing starts to reel its head. And live service stories are so trash, man. You're not gonna convince me. You are not going to convince me that any live service game is a better way to tell a story than just having a story in your game. Because then you've got to start telling heinous lies like, no, Destiny was actually really smart for gating each and every little part of the story behind a weekly wait for the next part of the event. And we all know that's not true. We all know, God, that fucking hip check. Oh, the Cephadrome, man. We're dead. We're not dead. We're dead. All my friends who play gachas keep getting into toxic relationships. Well, yeah. Being in a toxic relationship is a one-to-one experience of playing a gacha game. Just one more roll and I'll get this 5-star character. Surely the game will be nice to me. No, guys, yeah, he messed up this time, but he doesn't do that. He wouldn't do that to me again. He just messed up once and then they'll do it again. Magna's like, saved you once, that's all you get, bucko? Yeah. Yeah, I panic rolled though. I can't be upset I died there. Now Cephadrome still pisses me off. Salted, do you read at all? I'm no better than a book talk girly. I'll put my hands up and say it. I'm not afraid to say it, man. I read, but not the kind of stuff that I should be reading. They're trying to, for the SSS relationship pool? Yeah. I play both, so the fish demons are not that bad. Fucking must be nice. I'm just gonna throw this. See you hop out. That gives me hope. That feels good. That was my one and only time. For JO3 fan? Oh, erotic books? Yeah, that's the kind. But like, I do read actual books, not just AO3. That's what makes me better than the masses. That's what I tell myself, at least. I don't just read, like... Do people still read erotic Harry Potter? Surely not. Well, millennials probably do. I mean, how much erotic Harry Potter could you possibly need to read? Like, how many times is... Dude... It's so funny. I don't know any of the... I know there's, like, a Harry Potter character named Neville. But I couldn't remember his name. So I was about to say, how many fan fictions do you need to read about Neville Chamberlain? That would be a very different one, and I think you would actually be so much more based than somebody who reads Harry Potter fan fiction. If you were like, yeah, dude, I just really want to get it on with Neville Chamberlain. That's awesome. I'd have nothing but respect. What the fuck was that? Holy. But yeah, no, I'd have nothing but respect if that was what you read. But surely that market has to be died out by now. Reading Mother Horse Eyes is the best story I've read. It's sort of a creepypasta, but that's literally because it's a horror story online. Scanned throughout random comments that were compiled in a single post. Oh. Harry Potter and the Wand of Monstrous Girth. He be casting Wingardium Leviosa so he can eat me out while I'm in the air. Is there anything there? Do we think that that could go somewhere? I feel like it could, right? He's casting the levitation spell and making me do tricks on it that I didn't even know I could. I'm getting a Tony Hawk combo while we're doing it. 720. Holy shit, it's going up from here, baby. We're at 1080. It's a 7-hour story. This shit drained me harder than Harry Potter and the Monstrous Girth. Damn. It's crazy. I'm no longer playing Genshin. Heartbreaking. One man had to listen to Paimon talk for 30 minutes. Torture methods deemed too cruel for Guantanamo Bay. Playing Genshin Impact story. Regrettably, it's too bad now. Dude, where the fuck is the Cephadrome, man? He just leave? He just packed his shit and left? Alright, I guess we're off. Yeah, Cephadrome might not be an engaging fight. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. I don't know if people are really out here ride or dying with Cephadrome. I get it. Piscine Wyverns are awesome. Nobody does it quite like a Piscine Wyvern. By it, I mean avoiding playing with you. Oh, that was a big stagger. Otherwise, I was about to eat a whole hip check. That's a lot of hip for a guy like me. I'm not built for that, all right? My shit's not that girthy. Regrettably. I don't know, is it... I've got a question. Is it... Only people who are more into cocks can answer? Like, I don't have much of a preference. So only people have, like, a preference when it comes to them. Would you rather have, like, the tree trunk dick, right? Like, where it's, like, it's tiny, but it's girthy? Or... the long but skinny, the pencil. Which one's more optimal? Yo, what? Oh, you understand what I'm saying. It's like a choose your build. Which one, if I were to respec, right? Like, I don't think I can. But if I were to respec, what would be considered the meta build? To put this in gamer terms. I can't answer this question. It's past many lines. Okay, I just clicked randomize. Well, me too, but that's why I'm wondering if I should have spent more time in character creation. Because, like, if I messed up, I'll just spend a voucher and, like, get it changed out. At least while gender-affirming care is still legal. Until then... Sorry, once that happens, I don't have this option anymore. So, like, I really got to make sure I get it done quick. And then once I figure it out, oh baby. I was shocked to see the numbers when I first saw your clip. You have yap ability and humor to be a 1K streamer. I hope you get there eventually. Oh shit. Well, what's the girth? The girth of mine or like the girth of the tree trunk? Because I didn't say either. Like, it's just like a general shape thing, right? You need to help King after the match. That's a crazy thing to say right after I've been talking about is girth or width, or length the more optimal one. They said probably girth as it hits the most area. That's true, but I don't know, man. You ever try to carry a couch through a door? I'm sure you can picture where I'm coming from here. There has to hit a point where it's like, that's not worthwhile. Girth or width? I changed it. I said length afterwards, okay? I changed my stratagem. Depending on who I assume length to hit the right spots. That's what I thought too. Now, if I can just get one of the two, I'll be in a good position. Any day now, man. When I hit my growth spurt, you guys are gonna be sorry. Let's see around Sepidrome. Well, it's nice having him for a bit. E-spot or wall running, such as, yeah. It depends on where you're putting and how theirs fits. That's true. That's true. It is like finding the right key, and you never have that happen on the first try. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, yeah, I feel like I haven't experimented enough. All right, I'll run. What was the name of the one person who like had sex with 1,000 people, 1,000 men in one day? I'll run some experiments and put tallies on each. I mean, she'd be able to answer this. Unfortunately, I don't think she's in stream right now. She is normally here, obviously. Because, like, why would you not be? But, I'm sorry, what? Bluey? It was not Bluey. It was definitely not Bluey. That's a cartoon dog. I'm 100% certain that Bluey did not sleep with 100 men. Bonnie Blue? Oh, okay, that adds up. That makes more sense. All right, now I understand. I understand where Bluey came from. Well, 100 men. Sorry, it was 1,000. You gotta have crazy tech after that much practice. I feel like you'd start to dissociate. Like, you only have practice until your mind glazes over. The one size fits all is a micropene. That's insane. New cope just dropped for men with tiny cocks. Oh, well, actually, if you think about it, insane new cope. I'm using it. Oh, me too. Me too. Must be nice. Must be nice. Yeah, well, you know, redwood trees can't grow everywhere, buddy. Nothing like me. Damn. He's kind of fucking me up, mainly because I can't hit him for the life of me. It's one-sided as hell. We've all seen a fun-sized Snickers bar. That shit ain't fun. Don't say that, man. Fun-sized Snickers is wild. What do you mean? In what context would one mean that's wild? Like, just like to eat? Speak for yourself. Yeah, that's actually the most fun I've ever had, actually. I've been on plenty of roller coasters. I'll let you know right now, they don't even compare. Pea-sized, fun-sized Snickers. Okay. Dude, look at, oh my god, poor guy. He just went comatose. Holy shit, he went non-responsive. Somebody save Sepidrome. He can't think anymore. Hate the other cope where people pretend average size isn't real. Like, it's small or large. Same with height. There's no such thing as medium height. He's in that Fent lean. Dude, he became a US citizen. Good for him. Good for him. I've seen so many people like that directly outside of a Target. No, Target's too nice of a store. They wouldn't let people with Fent stand out front. They'd call the cops. Now, Dollar General, on the other hand, holy. I mean, you know Target's nice, because wasn't Bezos gonna buy Target? I don't know if he ever went through with that. If he did, oh man, middle-aged white woman must be so sad right now. Favorite day is gonna change forever. Dollar General parking lot is crazy. Kids who are really into Fortnite should definitely get dropped off at a Dollar General in Oregon. That would go so hard. Because it's going to be them versus the 38 guys OD'd on Fent. That's going to go insane, man. That's a good battle royale right there. Once they make that, it's going to go crazy. Them versus the Fent demons. No. You're misunderstanding. The people on Fent see them as the demons. The They're gonna be like, we're getting invaded. It's our time. We've trained for this very moment. Our whole lives. I don't know if this is fair to say because I haven't played much of G-Rank. G-Rank thus far has been pretty easy. I know I'm still on 1 star. Also, sorry, you asked what I'm doing right now. In order to unlock the next difficulty of G-Rank, which has harder monsters in it, there are certain key quests I have to do. Now, how do I determine what those key quests are? Much like every good video game, I have to look it up on an external site. See, the thing about all games is they're either menus or... I feel bad for the dude in Scottsdale, Arizona. Tons of loot, but the cops will be on your ass instantly. I don't know what's going on in Scottsdale. Is it like lawless? No, because the cops will be there. Bent Squid Games. I mean, like, if they're gonna OD on Fent anyways, right? Shouldn't we at least give them a fun obstacle course to run through while they're on Fent? Preferably while playing horror music and chasing them in all black outfits while wearing hockey masks. I just think that that would really make their experience better. They're gonna OD on Fent for free. But we can turn it into lifelong entertainment. Millions of generations to come are gonna look at that and be like, holy. They're gonna be signing up to be the one in the black mask. Appreciate this emote. And then we have Derek also sending it. We got a bunch of twerks in the chat. We love to see it. There was a show to teach recovering addicts money management. Would it be called Fent or Rent? I think that I like where your mind's at, but it's not exploitative enough to make it as a show. So I think to make it better, like more marketable, we say what's gonna happen is there's gonna be like 2 camps. There's gonna be the recovery side, where there's people who genuinely want the best for them, and then there's gonna be the other side, where they get calls like they're the protagonist of GTA 4, people constantly hitting up their line and being like, hey, just so you know, we're going to the local bridge and we're gonna go overdose on Fent down there. We saved you some. Then it's a real moral dilemma where we see, are they dedicated enough? Now I think we're on to something. Bunch of Cephalos parts. Guess it makes sense. We did kind of like kill one. All right. It's the shortest Daimo Hermitar we've ever seen. We love to see it. Scottsdale has some of the highest rating for a place to live urbanly in the US, so the cops don't give a shit, or don't got shit to do because it's wealthy and low crime rate. That's how I know speeding there must suck ass, because the cops are probably so bored. Like, I think the only reason you'd ever get a speeding ticket is because the cops are bored. True or false? They don't, you're not actually endangering anybody by speeding. It's kind of like saying drunk driving should be illegal. Drunk crashing should be illegal. No, I'm kidding. But like, I do kind of think that depending on the level of speeding, like if you're going 15 over on the freeway and you get pulled over by a cop, that cop's a loser. I think. But if you're going like 20 over in a neighborhood, then I think you should get pulled over. Then I'm like, you don't know when a child, because children don't look on the road. So you don't know when one's going to be jumping in front of you. We make fun of deer for becoming roadkill. Children are no better, all right? Children get called to the front of Ford F-150s like they're saying their name as they drive by. If everyone's drunk driving, no one is. I maintain that I have the correct idea, which is we have to open up a bumper car place for people to drunk drive. Tell me a bar with bumper cars in the back wouldn't go absolutely insane. Then you can get your drunk driving fix and your drunk crashing fix. It would just work out for everybody. I don't think anyone could be upset about that. Rodent earwiggle, what can I say? Speed limits on the highway are suggestions. It would be even more dangerous to go the speed limit on a highway. It just depends on where everyone else is doing it. Yeah, here in California, we have an addendum to speeding when it's on the freeway or highway. It's more about the flow of traffic. If you're going the speed limit but it's slower than the rest, you can get a ticket for impeding the traffic. Dude, if I got fined for going the speed limit and the cop said it's because I was impeding traffic, I think I would just start criminally speeding everywhere I go. I'd be like, you have to understand, officer, I'm trying to keep people safe. I'd probably just break another law. Like, I'd probably just, like, break into my ex's place and kill her, but then make sure that the glove doesn't fit. But that's just what I'd do if I was just, like, getting caught for, like, little things. Because obviously at that point it's legal. Because, I mean, like, glove didn't fit. What are you going to do? You can't acquit. Probably the most psychotic. Like, the Diddy trial and the OJ trial, they made me realize how unlucky Bill Cosby was. Because clearly you can just do that shit. But he actually, they charged him for it, man. That's so messed up. This summer is fucking wild. How the fuck did a gacha game based on horses' anime get so big? Yeah, I know. I know, man. Hey guys, I've got a VOD to private, all right? We can't let anybody see what I played 2 days ago on stream. It's kind of crazy. It just goes to show the depravity of man, I think. I walked directly back to where I've been. It's not about knowing where you've been. It's about knowing where you're going. Got off too because they used inadmissible evidence, so he's free now. So is Nickelodeon gonna bring back Lil Bill, or is like Lil Bill sunset still? Because if Lil Bill is still sunset, that's fucked up. Lil Bill didn't do anything wrong. But it is really funny to think of the fact that child Bill Cosby was getting advice from older Bill. Even if adult Bill Cosby was giving a Lil Bill good advice in the Nickelodeon show Lil Bill, it's like a right message, wrong messenger type thing. I don't think you should listen to what he said, even if it is like very sound advice. Which character did you summon on, Sultan? I've got so many gacha games right now that I forgot Dokkan had something going on. Brad plays Uma Musume and hides the VOD. Keep it up. No, I'm gonna keep it up, and then I'm probably also gonna play it again. It's the anniversary. I forgot. Hold on. Let me go update it right now. I've got so many, because Persona 5 The Phantom X dropped, and then I've got Uma Musume, and then I'm still playing Pokemon TCG Pocket, and then I'm playing Zenless Zone Zero. Dude, I mean, they're draining my wallet. Oh, we found him. He's whoa. Always looked for him having this kind of hue to him. Or being this small. No offense. Sorry. I know we were just having a talk about girth versus other things. You're playing ZZZ. I can't help it, man. I can't help it. It's so, the combat is so fun. It's like watered down Devil May Cry combat. And then I'm gonna don't hit me with the disingenuous, okay? I get tired of it because when I tell people that, they go, then just go play Devil May Cry 5 instead. But like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I beat the game. ZZZ gives me new stuff to do every time. What am I supposed to do in Devil May Cry 5 now? Just go refight the exact same bosses that I love? I was gonna tell you to touch grass. All right, that's honestly fair. But then how am I gonna play my 17 gacha game? Yeah, the combat. Okay, and the big jiggly asses. Is that what you want to hear? Oh, I like them so much. Is that, are we happy now? It's fucked up that my main team in Zenless Zone Zero, it actually doesn't have a woman on it. So I don't know what that means about me. My main team is Lighter, Hugo, Vlad, and Lycon. So like, tell me what that means, huh? Hugo is based. Hugo's awesome. I fucking love Hugo. I don't care if he's good or not. I'm using him. He fights with us. I would play ZZ as well if I didn't play a gacha game already. I do think it is like a mental health thing. You should limit yourself to probably 1 or 2 gacha games. But like if you're doing 2 gacha games, make sure you don't care as much about one of them. Like if there's one you just play for the gameplay. This is coming from someone who's currently playing 4. So when I played when released for a week, I made Billy because he goofball and then deleted it. Billy was also based. I just kind of didn't like playing a ranged play style. I know. Shocking, the guy who refuses to play or try out light bowgun or heavy bowgun in this game, or bow in general, somehow decided that like ranged isn't his play style. It is shocking to me as well. It was almost as shocking as when Fork was found in Kitchen. It really did change a lot for me. Played two at the same time, and then I quit one because it was fucking annoying. Didn't enjoy signing on to get like 17 doodads a day. If you are a gacha game that has annoying dailies, by the way, I don't respect you. I like gacha games where the dailies are like, sign on, use energy, sign off. Probably it's part of my brain where a gacha addiction would go otherwise. Dude, I haven't played Helldivers 2 in a schminute. What are you talking about, though? I should set up a collab stream. Because me and all my friends haven't played it in ages. In fact, we haven't even played, isn't there like a zombie faction or something, like a third faction? I hadn't ever played against that, so I'd be completely out of the loop on fighting them. And now that I have a 4070, I can actually run my model and play the game. In Genshin Refined, all you gotta do is go on the website and press redeem. Well, also, now that they let you do the like treasure stored up thing, where all you have to do is click 2 buttons, and then your dailies are done. That's how you know a game's peak, when they make you not have to play it. Man, poor Oats. My man was just thinking about life. Hate that they won't implement that into the game itself. Well, they have the thing where with treasure exploration points now, granted, I don't think those points carry over between major versions. Why? They don't like you. Corporations are not your friend or something. I heard that recently, and it's really been upsetting me. Because, like, I thought they were my best friend. I thought corporations weren't your friend, but, like, when Taco Bell launched the new crispy chicken taco menu, I thought that was all for me. You're trying to tell me they're not my friend? You're trying to tell me they're just advertising that on my TikTok saying they made it specially for me, but it's not? No, I gotta disagree. I gotta go order it 3 times at least. I guess I'm thankful a bit because it means I haven't been ordering it, but my Taco Bell, the one and only one near me, is out of 2 of the 3 sauces for the new crispy chicken taco thing they brought back. So I guess it's not really new because it's returning. But like the only one they have left is the avocado ranch, and that's the only sauce that I don't like, which is messed up. I used to play Honkai Impact, not Honkai Star Rail. Now that's interesting. Now that's a rare one. You missed a lot. Warp Backpack. Hold on. Bro, they attacked Super Earth, we beat them, and now they're getting their reverse engineered weapons in a week. And you missed a lot. I mean, it's just such a fun game. And I think that that's kind of why the game, I don't want to say died, because like it still has a great player base. But I think that's why it's not as popular as it was at release. People like to blame the Sony thing that happened like a week after its launch or something like that. I don't think that's why people stopped playing it. I think people stopped playing it as much because it was a game that didn't demand you have to play 24/7. It was a game that was just very fun to pick up, play, and enjoy. And like, that's not what gamers want. Gamers need to be stimulated, even though it had its battle pass, they need to be stimulated by a FOMO-based battle pass that will constantly flash at you and tell you you're a good boy for queuing up for a game of Apex and coming in 19th out of 20 squads, and give you your points towards your next cosmetic skin, because even though you did absolutely nothing, you did play a game as Wraith, which therefore means your daily is completed. Good job, little gamer. You managed to do it. Somehow. Like, that's what gamers want. And if you don't believe me, remember when Apex implemented 3 battle passes that you could buy each season? And people said, this will surely kill the game. Go look at the player chart right now. Tell me how dead Apex Legends is. No, go on, I'll wait. Tell me how dead that game is. Every content creator saying, this is the update that will kill the game for real. No one's gonna play after this. Okay, that update went through. So tell me how many people are playing it. No, because like surely the gaming ecosystem will listen to what they say they will, and like they will boycott a game when it does something like that. Surely they will, because like they keep saying how you should support the better developers out there and not just always support the ones who give you your comforting game that doesn't challenge you at all. So I'm just waiting to see that, because I was promised that that was the case. Because I was promised that, and that's why people said no matter what happens you can't buy a Switch 2, which I'm currently playing on. Because then you tell the company that like it's okay to price gouge. And like, look, I've already told my story of the extraneous circumstances that led to me getting a Switch 2. Otherwise, well, honestly, it ended up not being such a bad idea because now there's gonna be tariffs, so I don't think I ever would have bought one with the tariffed price. If the tariffs do bring the Switch 2 to a $600 console, that might be the most egregiously overpriced thing of all time. Like $450, I would say is expensive, not overpriced to me. But it is very expensive for what it is. But I think you're teetering on the overpriced tier. 600 is grotesquely overpriced. That's where I think it's absolutely, but like it's hard to say how much of that would be on them or how much of it is 20% tariffs. 40K on Apex playing, that's pretty good. The peak is 240 or 624K though. So like it's definitely not at its peak, right? But 40K players on a game, that's really good. That's still a lot of revenue, man. That's still a lot of people coming back. Because I guarantee you those 40K that are playing, they are dedicated. They're spending way too much to ever back out now, right? Backing out now would mean giving up on their Octane skin they paid for 3 years ago. And at that point, I mean, sunk cost fallacy. You want to see a game that actually, well, you still probably got enough players to make it worth something. But dude, Destiny 2 is a masterclass in how to kill a game. Look at the peak players from, and obviously there's season fatigue that happens every single time they release a Destiny expansion. As in, people will play the first season. Woo. They will play the first season the most, and then as time goes on, they'll play the subsequent seasons less and less. But this fall off of seasons is the worst it's ever been for Destiny, at least as far as I can tell. And it's just because like the game has all but promised they will shit on you if you keep playing. They said, dear gamer, would you like a golden shower? It's 700 CAD for a Nintendo Switch 2 with Mario Kart World. Yeah, see, that's where I'm like, that's egregious. That's absolutely egregious. 500 for it with Mario Kart World for US dollars. It's expensive. I don't know if I would say it's overpriced. I would say it's definitely expensive, though. And I guess, you know, I mean, I guess you could say it's over. To me, overpriced almost. There's some stuff where you can universally say it, right? Like if you go to a smoothie shop and they're charging you $20 for a smoothie, you're getting scammed. 100%. But I think overpriced for the most part is a reactionary word that all completely depends on what your financial situation is like to see if it applies to a product or not. Current peak is 35K. Had a peak of 316. Yeah, so it did peak higher, but that peak was also during Lightfall, not during, which is crazy. It was during Lightfall, not during the Final Shape. Now, I do think Final Shape would have hit its peak, but if you were there when Final Shape launched, you would know that the servers all but fucking died for 24 hours of the game's launch. I had to play that intro mission 3 times for it to accept me having completed it. And other people were much like me, so they just kind of signed off. Woo! That's on Amazon. It's probably worse on the official website. It was worse by 3 cents. Those motherfuckers. Does Nintendo know no bounds? I get a little bit tired of the Nintendo hate train sometimes. I'm not saying it's not warranted. I just think that, like, they don't do anything egregiously worse than a lot of the other AAA studios, aside from their games not going on sale. That's just the exclusivity that gets people so pissed, right? But people are more upset at Nintendo games releasing than they were at like Assassin's Creed. What was the new one? Black Shadows, Shadows of War. It's not Shadows of War. That's a Mordor game. It was Assassin's Creed, something of the Shadows. A lot of the games are the majority of the time good. That's kind of my issue, right? Is I understand hating on Nintendo because of their practices with never lowering game prices, because of their practices with only having exclusives to their consoles and all that kind of stuff. But at the very least, aside from Game Freak, which is more Pokemon company than Nintendo as far as I understand it, not saying that Nintendo doesn't publish the games, but aside from the Pokemon games, they are like very well-made games. It's just Assassin's Creed Shadows? Damn. I mean, you want to know how I know Assassin's Creed is cooked as a franchise? I have one friend who's not much of a gamer, right? I mainly meet him when I go rock climbing, bouldering, etc., etc. And he was talking with me. He was like, so have you been playing many games recently? And I was like, not like a variety. I've been mainly going back, playing some backlog stuff, you know? And so he was talking with me. He's like, yeah, I'm back on Overwatch 2. You know, I had to make fun of him for that. Tell him how, like, it must be real nice to go back to heroin. But some of us quit. Anyways, he said, he was like, I bought the new Assassin's Creed because Assassin's Creed's one of my favorite franchises. So I was excited for Shadows. I was like, oh, was the game actually good? I didn't hear anything on it. And his response was, yeah, I didn't actually, like, end up playing it. He was like, maybe I will someday, but I started it up and I just wasn't having fun. If your game, I have a friend who's been a giga fan of Assassin's Creed. He bought it and it's like one of the only game franchises he plays. And he didn't enjoy it. Bro, how bad do you mess up as a company to do that? That's crazy. Your one and only market you couldn't make a game for runs their company like they still owe the Yakuza money. They are definitely money grubbers. That's for sure. That's the number one complaint that I will 100% agree with is the greed. Like one of the main ones that I think we've gotten over too fast is I don't think Nintendo Online has any value to it whatsoever. And yet I'm forced to pay for it to play online. The only value Nintendo Online has is that it's the only way I can play my games online. However, that's hardly worthwhile. Because I'm paying to peer-to-peer to people with my... Connection has been interrupted. Connection has been interrupted. Connection has been interrupted. Every game. Try to play a game of Mario Kart World. What happens? Half the time it works. The other half the time, you get near the goal. Connection has been interrupted. I know they had a patch after the game was out for a couple days that fixed a lot of that, but it still was enough to piss me off in my mind. Now, since that patch, I've definitely had it happen far, far less. But, like, you have to know, if you're Nintendo, online's one of the main appeals of Mario Kart. The couch co-op and online experiences are arguably the two things that matter the most. So how do you not test your online and just let people constantly disconnect with an online service they're paying for? That's insane. But I at least boot it up once. Dude, speaking of games with Yakuza ties, it's so funny that the Horse Girl game, there are people out there who are like, I think this horse girl's hot. I'm going to draw art of them. And the company that runs it is like, guys, please don't. These horses are owned by the Yakuza. They will fucking kill us. I'm sure it is serious that they mean it. I just think that it's so funny that it's like, Gooners have to learn ethics, unfortunately. Gooners have to learn maybe it's not good to want to fuck a real life horse. I know that that's hard for them to understand. And it probably won't make it through their skulls. It's gonna get lost somewhere in translation. I know. Oh, you don't know what they were doing in the 50s and 60s, do you? Well, they were also making a bunch of like toys that were actually targeted towards children, like real toys, not like video games that are fake and teach children nothing. Sorry. I'm trying to like transition into being a boomer. That don't even teach anybody any useful skills. Not like putting an iPad in front of your nephew and just letting him be on that for all day. Dude, my one nephew is, I think he might have, what is your cousin's kid to you? I mean, aside from annoying, sorry. But like, what is there a term for your cousin's kid? Because they're not my nephew. It's not my brother's kid. Is that like where second cousins come in? Are they also my cousin? Cousin once removed? I'm not saying that. I'm not gonna lie. They should come up with a term for that. Because like, I see him at the family gatherings. We gotta have something that's not medieval ass title. That's like a title you see on a family tree, not like a real thing. First cousin once removed. I suppose. It's so stupid. No, I'm gonna just call him like my nephew because also it feels awesome to call someone nephew. I've decided that'll be his title. Especially because my older brother, I don't have to put him on blast. That's not up to me to do. We'll just rewind that one. But anyways, he is a first cousin once removed is a complete iPad kid. Bro, I did not really, he does the whole thing. Like open mouth coughing onto the iPad. You could probably take a DNA sample from the front of that iPad and completely recreate him in a lab. Because it's got to have everything you could possibly, like, it's a forensic wet dream, man. The way he blows his nose while he's playing on it, coughs directly on it, it's insane. And you might be like, oh, so when you're over at family gatherings, you know, you probably help out and play with him so that he gets his stimulation that's not iPad based. Nah, man. Not my job. Not my nephew, as I've just learned. He's just my first cousin once removed. That's not really my responsibility. I know Nintendo had some love hotels. Can you guess who helped them run said hotels? That's so funny. Holy wow. Sega does what Nintendo don't. Is in like, they operate their love hotels without Yakuza ties. They go through the government like a good, honest love hotel should. What a cinematic finish you got. Also, Baroth dead. We did it. You guys enjoy the Baroth fight? I hope you were really locked in for the whole thing. I'd imagine you were. Uma Masume got the 3-star trainee Biwa Hayahide and the SSR support. Jiro Palmers. Oh, fuck. Minor asphalt repairs in progress. Please avoid freshly paved areas. We want to inform you that there's going to be a minor... Ah. They're informing me there's going to be a minor. No, man. Now I can't go driving out there. I might just run him over. Call back to the Ford F-150. It just calls towards children. They can't help it. We shouldn't blame truck drivers for running over kids because, like, why are kids in the middle of the road if they don't want to get run over? Or on the sidewalk in the case of a distracted driver. Really, I just think it's the kid's fault. What's he doing walking on the sidewalk, You guys want to hear an insane story? So, when my one aunt was learning how to drive, she had a tendency to get a little bit afraid behind the wheel. Now, that's understandable, right? You're operating a metal box that is piling, or just absolutely plowing down a highway, right? And this metal box at any moment can collide with something else and kill you. So, like, I understand the nervousness. So, what happened was she was driving and got a little bit distracted. And dude, She went up onto the sidewalk and clipped somebody's dog while driving. Is that not psychotic? Hold on. It gets even more crazy. She kept driving and never did anything to make right. She just kept going. And she was like, yeah, when I got home, I told my family about it. Oh, there's another step you're supposed to do. You gotta make right. You can't just do that to someone. You gave someone a John Wick backstory and just moved on with your life like nothing happened. Bro, I would see the dog in my dreams. I would close my eyes and hear it barking. We're very different beasts, you and I. That's something I can't recover from. Pristine ore and privilege. Guys, you ever feel down on your luck in society, just buy some privilege. Maybe she'd seen John Wick recently and didn't want to smoke. Well, that's like the thing about this. This is probably the 80s. So I don't think there was like, even if the cops got involved, they'd be like, what do you want us to do about it? Unless she had weed, the most dangerous drug of all time, there's not much we could do. Which good on them, keeping that dangerous stuff off the street like that. But what else am I looking for? I guess we could request some, ooh. We need someone better than Texas in here. Hold on. Hey, Patrick, what am I? Dumb, ugly, and stupid? No, I'm Texas. Sorry, my fault. Can you make Elder X? I don't know. I can make it clap with no hands. If that helps out, if that helps us get into a different situation, let me know. We'll take some fire herbs. I could clearly use some. Swap Aaron out for someone else. Who we got? We got Lowell down here. There's no shot his name came like that. I fought the drugs and the drugs won. That is really funny about the US's backstory, huh? We had a war on drugs to lose, man. It's like the Australian Emu War. And every time I say it, my older brother's like, well, actually, Australia didn't like really lose. It was more like a stalemate. But I'm sorry, if you stalemate with emus, you lost, man. I wouldn't go play chess in the park against a pigeon and go, yeah, we tied. That means I lost. If you're competing and the other side doesn't know it and all you can do is bring it to a draw, that means that that other side is so much better than you. Take privileges and immaculate ore? Okay, fine. Maybe. We got the Blitzkrieg. That's good. Elder Axe, which needs Etolite ore and hoppers. So not yet. I can't make that one yet. I can technically make that one at some point. I mean, I feel like my axe is getting a little bit dull. Which is to say I'm not dealing any damage. You have access to the resources for it. Info request. Sorry, we're gonna do this like a Reddit post, r/am I the asshole. Info request. Where do I get Etolite ore and Emperor Hopper? I mean, it's probably from an expedition. I know we can go on any expeditions we want, especially 33. Wow, do you guys think he's gonna play it? What? Well, you know, maybe someday. I mean, I only enjoy RPGs, so I don't really know what Expedition 33 would have for a guy like me, you know? I already enjoy them. They're not gonna make me like them more. Or something. No, we'll probably play it someday. Just like a year from now when nobody cares about the game, that's when I'll start it up. Etolite ore is just a basic rank ore. Okay. But like, surely not anywhere on the map. Hold on, I'm starting up Uma Musume. Pretty derby on my phone real quickly. I just gotta see who the new trainer is. Unique skill, Win Qued. Good for her. New support card. Okay. Mejiro Palmer. Go ahead and laugh. Hold on. Like, if you don't let me read what the card does, I don't care that it's out. Unfortunately. Like, you can't just show, oh, they gave you 1,500. They gave us a free multi? This might be the best gacha game ever. Okay, I messed up. That's on me. Featured card. Mejiro Palmer. Oh, it's a guts card. Bro, why do I care about that? With Nakayama Racecourse and Hanshin Racecourse? Oh, it's disgusting. Wait, it's despicable? Wait, is it grotesque? Go to Jurassic Frontier. Both items spawn there. Okay. Easy. Did you just get FOMO about FOMO? No, so it was... They showed like a little snippet where they go, here's the new character. But they don't tell me what the new character does unless I go to the screen and hit details to read more about what they do. I don't get excited just because of a character's looks unless they're attractive. But I don't really view any of the horse girls as attractive because they're horses. I know that that's going to come as a shock to half of the internet, but I don't find much sexual about a horse. Wow, he's woke. That's it. Kill this guy. And I thought you were based. Look. I think I found other anthropomorphic things attractive. It's just something specifically about it being a horse. Also, the fact that, like, they all feel too young. I think the horses objectively are pretty. I mean, like, yeah, they're gorgeous creatures. Absolutely. That's why they were used instead of cars. In fact, I kind of wish we lived in a society where people still had horses except for the smell. If we rode everywhere on dirt-tracked horses, that'd be so awesome. Giving somebody a flat tire in that universe would be a little bit fucked up. Straight to the glue factory. But I still think that horses would be awesome. My friend has a horse. See, that's kind of the issue, right? Is as cool as it would be to own a horse, I don't want to be a horse person. That's where you cross a certain line where I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Getting known as like a horse guy or a horse girl. It's not a fate that I don't have. My heart isn't strong enough for that kind of title, you know? I'd almost rather just be called like a slur. Like a slur that fits me so it cuts deep. Because there are certain slurs that I think you could call me and I wouldn't even really feel anything because they don't harm me. They're not, you gotta point an insult for it to hurt, right? You can't just call someone an idiot and think it'll hurt. Unless they're insanely self-conscious about their intellect. In which case it'll probably cut deeper than you thought. But then, even then you can hit them with the best, you're dumber than a bag of rocks, and that'll really cut deep. Sounds like an insult until you start dating. I think it kind of is insulting. That's the issue. How are you today? I'm pretty good. I've been a little, I've been like insanely tired. And that extends to today. And you might say, but you've been talking so much. Yeah, it's called masking through the pain. Oh, man. What, you never learned healthy coping mechanisms like not showing anything? Come on. It can't be just me. What am I even looking for here? Dragon Amber Chunk? That's not it. Hard Armor Sphere? I'll let you know if I want something hard. Time Worn Charm? Sure. She does track racing with the horse? Okay, that's kind of sick, though. That, I gotta give it up. That is kind of sick. I couldn't be a jockey. I'm too tall. Because don't jockeys have to be, like, small and short? And small in stature? But yeah, I'm kind of exhausted today. Just kind of been... Oh, we're looking for Eltalite. Oh, yeah, we're looking for Eltalite. Dude, if I can find some Eltalite. This is... Wait. I found the gift that keeps on giving. Holy shit. Call... Oh, no. Oh, do you know how sad it is that I just forgot his name? Who was the dude? The Spanish explorer who was looking for the Fountain of Youth? I swear I did know it, but like for whatever reason, his name's just escaping my mind right now. Don Quixote? Was Don Quixote looking for the Fountain of Youth? No, hold on. There's someone else I'm thinking of. Hold on. Fountain of Youth Searcher. Juan Ponce de Leon. Yeah, Ponce de Leon. That's who it is. That's who I was thinking of. Me finding the Ethelite ore, dude, I kind of felt Ponce de Leon if he found the Fountain of Youth. That's kind of how it would go. Spanish Explorer, Dora the Explorer. Dora doesn't need the Fountain of Youth. She's been the same age since I was a kid. She already fucking found it, man. They don't call her the Explorer for nothing, okay? She's a step ahead of Ponce de Leon. Ponce de Leon slowly crawled so Dora the Explorer could run. Today, how are you? That's a great question. I appreciate you swapping it up. You just keep asking enough and you might become my therapist. Ask it a different way each time until I'm here on stream like, it's just been so fucking hard since she took the kids, man. It's been so fucking hard. No, drop a 1 in chat if you miss your children. Divorced dad streaming must go crazy. Does anybody know of any divorced dad streamers? Because that actually must be the best content of all time. They'll be playing with sunglasses on inside, playing some racing game you've never heard of, while absolutely crushing a Miller Lite. That's content, man. Holy. And then when you ask them, yo, any big plans over the weekend? You know it. Going golfing with the boys and maybe into a fishing trip. Then we're thinking of hitting up big plans. We might even go to Myrtle Beach over the weekend. No way. Okay, but you're not answering. I said I was fine. I'm just like tired. I'm tired because I've been working a lot recently. I've been having to do a lot of client communication recently, which is like the most exhausting part of my job because dealing with others is always so much more exhausting than just doing some shit yourself. You have 2 Emperor Hoppers and 4 Ethelite ore. You have everything. I have 5 Emperor Hoppers. How's that? That pretty good deal? I hope so. All right, let's just get on out of here then. I don't really need the honey. Bro, chill out, man. It is actually just not even that serious. Who do they think they are? But yeah, no, because like, dude, I don't mind people who don't know what they're doing, right? If you don't know what you're doing, that's like a human experience. So I don't really mind if you don't know what's going on. I hate when I have to work with someone who doesn't ask anything. I'll be like, okay, here's what you need. And here's even me sending you a video tutorial. So you can click the buttons and do it yourself. And then not getting a response for ages. And then them hitting me up with like, it's mission critical, we get this up now. That pisses me off because I'm like, I understand that to you, you're like, I really want this done now. That's like noble of you. However, you had like 77 options to get it done before now. And you never ask any. And then I've got to be the one who's on like the line and on a tight deadline. But yeah, so like if anybody ever messages me as a client and is like, hey, I broke this, I don't know what I did wrong. Can you take a look at this? I'm like, I respect that. You're like, oh, damn, I fucked up. I'm gonna need your help. I don't know what I did. You're not giving me much information to work off of, but you did the most important thing, which is you told me. I would rarely get mad at a client. Like, sometimes I'll crack a little behind the scenes joke, but I would never get upset with a client for breaking something and letting me know they broke something. I get pissed off when I've got to figure it out and then they go, haha, yeah, I meant to bring that up. No, you didn't. Rough edge. Not for me, it's always clean. That has to be mostly old folk. Old folk reach out a lot, actually. They're the ones who are the most vocal. But they also will tell you instructions that make no sense because they don't know how a website works. So they just say stuff like it's easy. Like somebody pull back behind the veil a little bit. Somebody recently asked me to set up an entire new infrastructure to their site as like a quick change. They went, can you create an event registration? And I was like, yes, but not in 2 minutes for free. Of course I can code a form where people can sign up for your events. It has a calendar view based off of a Google Calendar that we can hook in the API to. I can absolutely do that. That is not something I can get done in 12 hours. Especially because I don't work for 12. You're calling me up. I don't have that much time where I'm at work. You're already exceeding it. I don't have much for you at that point. If it isn't my favorite rodent, how's it going? How's it going? You're your favorite. You don't mean all that. Little me? Little this guy? Shit. Wait, you're a computer science student? I am a web developer. Primarily front-end focused. However, I do dabble in back-end. Primarily your mother's last night. Am I right or am I right? Anyways. I fucking love bad jokes. Did you just high-five yourself? No, that was my ass cheeks clapping. I can't help it, okay? I'm sorry, my wax wings is my big bubbly ass. I'm sorry. No, I did high-five myself. I was hoping it would pick it up. I tried to make it very crisp and close to the mic. I primarily did it for the effect of the joke, not because I oft-times high-five myself. I oft-times do other things with myself. Like what? Self-reflect and grow as a person. That's one of the main ones. God, dude, the Hermitar armor looks fucking awesome. He looks so cool. Look at that, man. That's so cool. It's so useless. What's Barrock got? Guard. Player 2. Barrock's guard. Ludroth. But we got a Ludroth, man. Stamina and water attack, huh? Fucking assholes. What we got on Tetsutabra? Tremor resistance. It's just so ass. Constitution, evade, distance. Dude. Attack. Okay, maybe you could do something there. But you know, I'm primarily a front-end web developer. Which means a lot of the time I end up doing that thing, which is, oh dude, my red axe looks so cool. Which is getting a message from a client where they say, can we change where this button links? And I go, yeah, I got you. And I email back and go, it's changed. And they go, hey, thanks. That's a lot of what my job is. Lava Seoth Cortex, Meldspar ore, and Burna Ticket G with 5G ore, and then we'll be able to get there. Okay. 5G ore. Don't they know that causes cancer, man? I mean, just read it. The research is out there. See, there it is. That's the research. But yeah, I hate having to do back-end stuff. Back-end stuff is so obnoxious. PHP, my admin, MySQL. It's so obnoxious. That's what I really detest doing. Working with PHP just kind of pisses me off. Because PHP doesn't let you know what you did wrong. It'll always just break the entire site instead. That shit drives me crazy. Especially because PHP is so powerful. I'll do a little bit of PHP on front end, depending on what functionality I gotta set up. What do we have? What do we have? Oh yeah, wait. We unlock Shogun? How it feels? Make the same armor I've been running the entire game, but in high rank. Oh, it's fucking time. Oh, baby. Okay. In high rank, Mr. Squidward. In high rank. You expect me to believe you're just gonna run the same Shogun Centaur armor? Aren't people gonna notice? When it looks slightly different. It's gonna be the big game changer for people. There's a lot of slots. You have enough to slot in Tenderizer completely. Guys, I hope that you're sitting down right now. Because afterwards, you're going to have to stand up and give me a standing ovulation for this one. Tenderizer? I hardly know her. All right. You may give that standing ovulation whenever you would like. I'm waiting. Remember to break the shell. This is very important. You're going to need it. Okay. We'll focus shell then. Did I bring any of the... No, I didn't bring any pickaxes. That's fine. That's fine. Normally, he's here or in the next area over for Ruin Pinnacle. At least he was in high rank. In G rank, I got no clue what he's up to. That shell's breakable. That shell's very breakable. We've broken it before. It shows us his disgusting little tiny wiener. If you don't remember. Sorry. I shouldn't say that. That's charged language, and some people are into that. And the last thing I want to do is give anybody their kink for free. All right, I know the market's out there. Ooh, hey, man. Dude, anybody else knows that this guy's like a little bit of a freak? Like, oh, that's a new one. He sharpens up, then jumps at you. New moveset unlocked. Now, this is where... it being a different weapon is going to suck. I don't get the ability to, for free, sharpen anymore. Me. Oh. Okay. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Ooh. So this one's probably going to be a little bit of a lock-in. We're unfortunately getting to the lock-in fights, which means, like, I hope you enjoyed me yapping. We're probably not going to be yapping as much now. Because, unfortunately, these fights demand attention from me. Like having an infant son or something. Can't just game anymore. Unless you're gaming for hope on TikTok. In which case, I think you can in the middle of your scrims. Now, I do think that drama was overblown. The other stuff, I don't really know. I didn't really look much into it. But people are like, you can hear his son crying in the background and he's not doing anything. You guys not know how babies work? Sometimes they just cry. He might have just been too loud during his scream. Should he have stopped everything, gotten up, and helped him? Maybe. But also, I don't know the whole story. Maybe his wife was home and looking after the kid. Like, I don't know the inner workings of a random relationship dynamic from TikTok. But apparently everyone else does, which is like, I must have missed out. I had never heard... I wasn't privy to behind the scenes like they were. Ooh, man. That attack is scary, but also it looks kind of sick. Oh my god, that's an attack. That's right. Remember. Remember your training. There we go. That's a put away your weapon moment. There we go. Good shit. Okay. After a big swipe, that's a mega pop, baby. Woo! Why'd we dodge that? Important fact to remember. Everything he does is a hitbox. The sooner you learn it... Okay, that was just a true combo. I mean, he got owned me there. I'll give it up. He was making that shit look clean. Time to keep running for a bit. Getting our cardio for the day. Personally, my favorite part of the gym. Honestly, I kind of hate the gym. Which is like, surprise, surprise. Yeah, we've seen you in your face reveal. All right, fair enough. But like, what I hate is, I hate like the weightlifting part of the gym. You know what I mean? I'm chill with cardio. Like, I don't like lifting weights. I know that's what a lot of people love. Oh, I love exerting my muscles and feeling myself grow stronger as a result of me putting in effort at the gym. And like, I think that's a very admirable thing to love, right? It's probably one of the most purely admirable things to love, because it's just, I want to better myself for the sake of bettering myself. But for whatever reason, I can't get any enjoyment out of lifting weights because I think it's too boring. And you might say, isn't cardio more boring? No, cardio I can put on a show while I run, right? Like, that's the design of cardio. That's why cardio is awesome. Cardio is built in with distractions to go by so fast. lifting weights, I'm just sitting there like, God, can this be over already? Sometimes I cry and I'm not a baby. Is that allowed? Yeah, I mean, like, dude, I feel you because I don't know why I cry, but I think it's because I remembered for the first time since I hated you that I used to love you. So I totally get where you're coming from. I've been right there with you. Yeah, but the lack of distractions while lifting weights really just makes it so boring for me. I'm gonna kiss you. Sex-based terms. Gonna kiss you is sex-based? What is it, fucking middle school, man? No, dude, you can't kiss her. That's how she gets pregnant. Dude, if you kiss somebody, they get pregnant, man. That's what we freaking just learned in sex ed, man. You gotta practice abstinence. You learn nothing from the textbook. Condoms only have a 99.5% rate of success. And birth control only has a 99.9. And if you combine both of them, they cancel each other out. I think it's just overwhelmed, woo, by your raw sex appeal. It's true. I asked Automod. Joe, allow that statement. Why are you over here typing, allow it. Do your modly duties. What do I pay you for? He doesn't get paid. He gets paid in exposure. I expose myself to him every night. So don't say he doesn't get paid. Oh, there he goes. See you around, buddy. Nice to play with you for a bit. Well, there he goes. There goes my hero. Watching me, watching me. I think that... Do you guys agree? Hold on, I'm gonna allow this. All right, there we go. It's allowed up there now. Is there any band out there that makes better karaoke songs than Duran Duran? Like their song, maybe Creed. Because Creed sings exactly like every divorced dad sings. Which is like, I think they really hit a great niche doing that. I'm not trying to make fun of them. I think that that's an awesome niche to target. Because any Creed song, dude, they go crazy for it in their truck with their pickup, in their pickup truck with their shades on. That's exactly, I mean, that's a perfect example of carving out your niche. But Duran Duran songs, they just kind of hit for karaoke, man. You're gonna tell me that you're not fucking popping off when someone turns on Hungry Like the Wolf for karaoke? I don't believe you. It's such an easy song to sing. Duran Duran songs are so easy to sing. And if you don't think that they're great for karaoke, go watch like 17 Metal Gear edits with Invisible by Duran Duran on, a song that is famously never played in any Metal Gear game ever, which is just like awesome gaslighting by the Metal Gear community, and I think we should have more of it in gaming. And tell me that that's not a perfect karaoke song. You hear it for like the 4th time and all of a sudden you're ready to sing along. Duran Duran is peak for karaoke. Exactly. I don't even know if I'd say like I really like their songs all that much. Like they're fine. I just don't know if they'd be like a playlist worthy song for me. But holy, at karaoke, they go absolutely insane. Also, is this crab big or am I small? Blue crab, what is this, Maryland? Thank you, thank you. Comedic, because in Maryland, if you don't know, they put Old Bay on everything and have blue crabs. Woo. But I've heard that their crabs are to die for. I wouldn't know, but I guess they kind of have to be to die for, right? Because if you're going to Baltimore, you're not leaving alive anyways. Ah, shit. I misrolled. I misrolled. Goodbye, guys. Wait. Whoa! Extendo grip. Oh, he grabbed me from a distance. I'm in a different zip code. Damn, I mean, good shit by him. That's a guy who knows how to use chopsticks. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, let's go yoink this bad boy back. And I mean, like, come on. Can't ride a horse without getting bucked off a couple times. Let's get back in there. My Chihuahua appeared. I so respect that you own a Chihuahua. Because everybody I've ever... Like, Chihuahuas, I think, have one of the worst reps of any dog. They are very temperamental, though, towards people who aren't their owners, so I kind of get it. And also, Chihuahuas definitely fight out of their weight class. Because they bark at the most insane things to bark at most of the time. Kind of like Pomeranians, where Pomeranians will bark at anything and everything larger than them, and it's like, brother, you are so shaped like a football to be making noise. It's a level of gumption I have to respect, because they're like, the fuck you gonna do about it? And they know the answer is nothing. Because nobody would be insane enough to take them up on it, right? It's kind of like how a baby stares at you all the time because it knows that you're not gonna fight back. And it's right. So that's why it'll just keep going. Also, gross little butt has been exposed. Beef. 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 Okay, that one was a little late. Woo. No new shell, huh? Eugene couldn't get a new shell, could we? The Eugene crab is red. I should have said that against Daimo Hermitar, not Shogun Sianitar. My pit bull is afraid of her. Mr. Worldwide. Mr. 305. Got you. I feel like a pit bull should be afraid. He hasn't had a hit in a while. I mean, maybe he has. What's Pitbull been up to? Damn, I was trying to just grab that shiny. I won't even hold you for a second. But now we can get it. He's about to turn around and hit me. Crab Pearl Plus obtained. Okay. And that's how we get free loot. I feel like Chihuahuas would have great aerodynamics. Speak to that. We talking about football? Is this going to the football tech that I was talking about? Because if so, then, like, you see what I mean? How it's very brave of them to fight outside of their weight class? Yo. What's up? You know, the vibes. Killing Shogun Sianitar. He kind of looked at me wrong. Okay, so, like, what the fuck? He planted a bomb on me? I got hit by Blast Blade? Perchance? Did I say perhaps? I kind of love to wear my hug at attack. The college senior when the freshmen show up. Oh, no, that happens way more in high school than college. Because I feel like there aren't freshman hunters in college, right? Because, like, woo! I mean, there might be. I guess I did not go to college, so. But it feels like that archetype is way more for high school because it's like the creepiest guys you've ever seen. The super senior hitting on the freshman. There was someone in my school like that, man. And I just don't understand. Like, I just gotta feel like it's insane to start your crib robbing career in high school. Whew. Okay. At least do it when you're a middle-aged man like the rest of the people who are having a midlife crisis. That's a joke, by the way. Like, you obviously shouldn't just do it. You shouldn't do it at all. Do you think he can jump all the way over here? Nah, he just wants to absolutely fucking decimate Garfunkel. Holy, his innards are outers. That's crazy. Never seen someone with outie entrails before. Good shit, good shit. All right. Yeah, Garfunkel's dead. Poor guy. Fair. I deserve that. Oh, I've got an idea for another stream game. Let me know what you guys think of this. So you can buy a collection of all of the original Metal Gear games on your Switch or on PC. I've never played any of them, but like I feel like I'd like it a lot. You know, I feel like it would be my kind of weapon. My Chihuahua's kind of old. Old small dogs have such a special place in my heart. Just because, I don't know, man. There's just something about it. Because it's because when someone has a golden retriever and they're like, my golden retriever's 15 years old. I'm like, of course he is. Look at this guy. He's probably gonna live till the fucking end of the universe. But when somebody has a small dog who's over 10 years old, I'm like, holy, how'd he make it? This weapon's like the Elder Switch Axe or something like that. I made it for G rank. So I just made it for G rank. I could have made it a bit ago, I think. I once mistook a fat Chihuahua for a Corgi. It's so awesome. Or looked offended. They should be happy. Oh, well, no. I guess Chihuahua owners probably are very proud of the fact that they have a Chihuahua, I guess. Because Corgis, I feel, are more universally beloved. Whether or not it's right, I don't know, but like they definitely are more universally beloved. Dude, I saw a post earlier. There's no shot these are real people who walk the earth with us. Somebody said, does anybody else, whenever they see the name Mark, they're only able to think of the show Severance? That can't be a real archetype of person. It's such an insanely common name. And even if you're like, I'm such a media-pilled guy, all I do is watch and consume media all day, there's also Mark from Invincible, man. So it's like, even if you only watch mainstream, very popular things, Mark should at least trigger a second name in you. Bare minimum. Whew, okay. No shot. How did you dodge that? Oh. Well, I see him around then. My neighbor thought my dog was a rat. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if they thought that, you should, I'm sure you took it as a compliment. Because that's awesome. Because people love rats. I'm sure you just took that as you took it in stride and were like, hell yeah. That's awesome. Because otherwise, I think it might be a little mean to say oh, you think it's a gross, disgusting rat. I think that'd be a really weird thing to say. You know what I mean? You could definitely see how there'd probably be some stuff that you would have to work on, probably. Holy, his arm got stuck? I have never seen him do that, poor guy. Well, I've cut off his shell once. Is that good enough? Oh, wait. Actually, before I die, hold on. What I meant is before I kill him, which I will be doing. Let me do this real quick. Okay. Let's go deliver that black pearl. I want a cat and a mouse, and I want them to fight to the death like Tom and Jerry. It's not fair unless you give the mouse a comically large hammer. The cat can have a normal-sized one, but the mouse needs a comically large hammer. Otherwise, you're not making it fair. That was the entire thesis of the show, is that, this is what equalizes. Okay. Deliver one. Sub-quest completed. That give me any supplies? Is that a poison trap? No, that's a shock trap. I saw a mouse at sale at PetSmart for $10. So I'm gonna let you guys in on a tragic secret. The reason the mice at PetSmart are cheap is they are bred horribly. There's a reason they have fancy mice and then mice. The normal mice are bred and designed for you to buy and feed to your snake. You don't even think you're gonna be a hero and buy one and give it a good life. It's gonna be, its lungs are fucked, its heart is fucked, it's just not bred to survive. That's why the normal mice they sell are so cheap and you can buy in bulk and all that, so you can get a nice treat for your pet snake. Or other pets, such as like if you have a pet bullfrog, a bullfrog would also eat a mouse, etc., etc. They are snack food. And like, is it fucked up? Yeah. But I also didn't come up with the industry, actually, believe it or not. Hey. Now there's one, it was just a singular rat. Oh, a rat is different. A rat is different. Mice are bred primarily very cheaply and for you to, now some rats are too, but there's also fancy rats and fancy mice. If you ever see one of them say fancy in its title, what that means is these are not from the mill where we just kill every single one. That's all that means. Okay. Ooh. Man. He recovered quick. All right, all right. Weave. Whoa. I'm gonna count it as a weave. Was it one? No, I just kind of died. They found it eating some cat food and put it out for sale. Oh yeah. Non-domesticated rat. Yeah, my little brother works at like one of those chain pet stores, which is what made him decide he wants to be a vet because of the way they mistreat the animals there. But like, that's corporate, that's not him, you know? So he just kind of does what he can to try and inform people who are buying there. But he was telling me recently that their air conditioning broke. Dude, those poor fucking animals, man. Because we're having a heat wave right now. And so the mice, the temperature for the mice, it would get up to like 84 degrees Fahrenheit in their tank. And like, there's not much he can do. It's not like he controls when the HVAC guys get out there. His boss is like, well, it's not really a priority. And I'm like, in a heat wave, AC has to be a priority when you're working with live animals, man. Woo! Also, what happened to my trap? Leave. Oh my god. Wait. I'm running circles on him. I'm running a train on him. Not even related to the fight. I just thought I'd let you know what's going on with him. Don't run away. Coward. Coward, man. Coward. Cowardice. Me personally, I would never be that afraid, but guess that's why I'm not a monster. Much as I wish I was. I found a way to take up the entire seat when laying down. It's fucking man spreading. Your dog is absolutely establishing dominance over you. I hate to break it to you, it is his spot now. Or her spot. I guess I don't know why, I just assume every animal. You wanna know why I assume every animal is a guy? And you don't think it's about to be a misogynistic reason. I promise it's not. It's because every vehicle is a woman. Boats and cars are she. So therefore, in my mind, all animals must be he's, because they have to, like, we have to go somewhere, right? If this airplane, oh, this bad girl will get you where you're going, okay. Then every animal is, planes are also she. Yeah, all forms of transportation are women. Which is crazy. Because, like, those exact same people who are like, she'll get you where you need to go, are then also like, women shouldn't work construction, they don't have the strength for it. Brother, your car is a woman and carries you everywhere. What are you talking about? Oh, they're not built for physical labor. They drive you to work every day. They're able to fly through the air. We can't do that. Make it make sense, man. They're able to have propellers spinning on it 24/7. If I had someone spin on it 24/7, I'd be drained as hell. I wouldn't even be getting out of bed in the morning. But maybe that's just me. All right. Shogun Senator has been defeated once. As if a man could organize international travel. Exactly. Most men can't even check no on the box of if they're a terrorist when they're trying to go into another country. Because they're not reading it and they're like, I don't want to agree to any of this. Or they're like, I'll just agree to all of this. That'll make it go faster. Yes, I'm a terrorist. Yes, I'm trying to bring in illicit substances. Yes. It's also, when I was filling out papers to go to Japan, it was really funny that one of the checkboxes was like me saying I'm not going to bring drugs into the country. I didn't. However, is that how you catch most drug dealers? Is they're filling out their paperwork and they go, yes, I am going to be bringing cocaine. Fuck, they found me. How'd they know? These guys are good. If you were bringing illicit substances, you'd absolutely say, no, I'm not bringing illicit substances. You're not going to catch an honest thief, an honest drug dealer going, well, the jig's up, guys. Yep. I was bringing Phantom. Drat. They got me again. They push out the whole fat ass babies. I think they're good on strength. I know, and a baby's head is something else. Like, that's crazy to push out of you. We don't have enough carapaces or emperor hoppers. Good news, though. Good news. Good news, everyone. The armor looks absolutely no different. Wait, I didn't even get it here. Oh, man. Oh, that's fucked. I didn't even unlock whatever I needed to get that. That's so sick. Okay, we can look at these ones. Good news, everyone. I can't tell if it's any different. If I hit... The Hellblade ones are so sick. I'm on a little bit of a Futurama kick, if you can't tell. Heavy Centaur leg. Motherfucker, dude. I got none of the parts I needed. Not even a singular one. Dude, I can't make anything. I can't make a single thing from it. Oh, man. Anyway, sorry, I had to go log into my gacha games. No, you're good. I'm probably about to end stream, and I know what you're thinking. Wow, early day, early day. I'm exhausted from working, man. I've been working so much recently. I've been having to go in early to get... You'll need to kill some of the small ones as well. Yeah, no, I know that. But normally, when you have enough of the parts, it will still at least, like, display it here. I'll press you off stream to gamble then. Yeah, the kind of pressure in question. You should hit the strip and put all of your paycheck on red. Ooh! That's what happens when you copy paste your high rank armor. Well, I thought they looked different. Because, like, look, hold on. Maybe I'm insane. But if I look at this one, the Hermitar Male X, right? And then we go all the way back to Hermitar Male. See, like, way back. Because these are S, these are U. Oh, yeah, well, SU. Get in trouble for that. Yeah, see, look how different that looks. Are there scary YouTube people here? No, so, like, the main YouTube guy, the one that, like, you guys were beefing with, he's been muted from the channel. You guys outlived him. Why? I'm not kidding. He was trying to get me to say the N-word on repeat. And, like, the first time I was like, haha, that's kind of funny, I guess. The streamer might say a slur. But then, like, he kept going. Also, here's the high rank one. It also looks different. But then when you get back to the other one, but like the first time I was like, whatever, everyone gets one pass, right? Because like you don't know what I find funny 100% of the time. The answer's me. I'm what's funny. No, you don't know what's funny to every streamer and where their lines are, right? Like, I think not saying slurs is a pretty obvious line, but not everyone, most people were raised on COD lobbies, so I give a lot of people leniency when it comes to, like, slurs equal funny. Because, like, I'll also make jokes where I reference slurs. I don't say them, obviously, because that's kind of where it would, like, cross the line of humor. But that's the issue, right? He doesn't know where that line is. So I was like, okay, whatever. You get the benefit of the doubt the first 2-3 times. If your joke doesn't land, it is what it is, you know? You don't know until you cast that line. But after I was like, hey man, fucking quit it. And then he kept going. I was like, all right, well, see you around. And then mysteriously I was down 1 subscriber after the stream, and I don't know what like how that happened, because like I was nothing but kind to him. I said, never come back here ever again. I'll kill your entire lineage in Minecraft. No, I'm kidding. What I actually said is like, well, whatever he's saying now, I can't hear him. Because if you're muted from someone's channel, the really funny part is they still let you send messages. It's just that nobody sees them. So there is a chance that he thought I was just ignoring him. But I just couldn't see anything. Which is very funny. I mean, let's buy a pristine ore and an immaculate ore and some privilege just to see what kind of stuff it unlocks for us. Because if we don't have any in our inventory, it might not unlock all of the armor. So let's peep that. Let's peep that. I'm two-faced flicking a coin right now. I'm flicking my shit right now. Oh, well. Helm GX. Oh. Makes altered forms of them. Oh, yeah. This one looks different. Yeah, look at that. It's ever so slightly. Oh. Oh, fuck. Wait, is the GX better? Chain, crit, and expert. Well, what's it? It's 1 slot versus 2. The 2 slots is probably better, huh? You probably just want 2 slots. Yeah, you probably want 2 slots. But it is higher armor, too. I just kind of like chain crit. Especially with what I'm running. Yeah, because there's the Centaur one, which would require Plessia shards. The altered sets are for endgame when you have really good talismans. Yeah, I mean, this one doesn't seem bad at all. Adding chain crit in, I'm probably going to get way less expert, but also the gray looks so sick. It looks generic as hell. That's my shit, dude. Yeah, we're gonna need Plessia stuff for it, is the only issue. Which I'd rather not have, but... And it's handicraft, too. I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Expert, handicraft, chain crit. Handicraft might be better than just, like, having sharpness. But, like, when you crit, it doesn't use as much sharpness. Oh, wait, those are normal Hermitar ones. Maybe we go for the GX set. I know we're going to have less slots if I go with this one. But I feel like adding in chain crit is such a good slot to get added. Because this is something I would want to run 10 gems for anyways. Because, like, whenever I do my big discharge attack, first of all, I have to call up my doctor and be like, is it okay that it's red? And he goes, no, obviously. Also, stop calling me when I'm off work. But, you know, like, obviously, I had to let him know. I'm just kind of calling because I miss him. Me and my doctor are kind of chill like that. I don't know. Yeah, I think I am going to end for tonight. Sorry, I've been waking up early for work. It's been kind of taking a lot out of me mentally. So, I don't... Oh. Whoa, that was the wrong one. Let's move this all the way down here. Please tell me there wasn't pornography on there. Please, man. There was Zenless Zone Zero, which might be even worse. Bro, I pray my parents walk in on me watching porn instead of Zenless Zone Zero because it's so much easier to explain. No, you don't, guys, you gotta understand. This guy's a Thyran, okay? He's only half wolf, half man, okay? You gotta understand, he's not like he's kind of like a full wolf Thyran, but I don't like him because I like him because of his kit, Mom. It's not because I like the big wolf man, obviously. I don't want to be safe in his arms. Rat abandoning us. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Eepiness is a drug that comes for all of us. Every time I say the word eepy, I feel like I'm painfully reminded that I'm almost 25. It like courses through me. I feel it in my veins for a split second. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end here for today. But thank you guys for coming out. I'm happy I streamed today. It was a really fun stream. I actually had a great time. Are there some streams where I don't have a great time? No, honestly, I think that like I just like hearing myself talk and reaffirming everything about myself. And the more that I talk, the more I feel good about myself. I believe the therapists have a name for that. It's called being awesome and cool. They also like threw out this word narcissistic, but like luckily I don't have to listen to them because they're not me and I'm the only person I listen to. I think you guys so much for coming out. I've had a great time watching. I had a great time streaming. I will maybe be back Saturday. Because my GPU should be finally coming in tomorrow, and then I'm down to go back to streaming more. I haven't wanted to put too much stress on this current rig, just because like even though it's fine to run a 2070 with my current setup, the load distribution is all fucked up because my GPU bottlenecks so much harder than what my CPU and everything else can do. So it doesn't feel, I don't feel that safe running it with anything that actually taxes it too hard. So I'll be very happy to be able to get GPU reset up. And yeah, no, we should be back to a more normal schedule then. It's kind of why I've been putting off a decent amount of streaming. I didn't want to, look, I already fried, the GPU already got fried, right? I didn't want to fry the motherboard or the CPU because then I'm a lot of money out instead of just $50 out to get the GPU replaced by shipping it back in under warranty. But yeah, no, I hope you guys had a great time watching. I had a great time streaming. I will see you whenever I see you next. Wait a minute, I already said all this. Let's just loop this indefinitely. I'll just keep going back and forth and we can keep saying that to each other. No, but see you.